agreement with Michael Olise has been made. Jonathan Duran potentially coming to Chelsea for a swap deal for Conor Gallagher. And apparently Benjamin Sesko is staying at Rebel Leipzig. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Casually Chelsea show. I am your host, Marshalldbdx, accompanied by Oliver, my fellow panelist here. Big up to everyone. It has been a while. My apologies. I was sick with a absolutely ridiculous staph infection that did not play out really well. So we're back. We're better than ever. We feel great. And ladies and gents, we're ready for a jam-packed fucking show. So before we get started, as always, big up to everyone already in the chat, Gaming for Life and everyone else. Big up to everyone that came from Staffy's raid. If you guys weren't already watching Staffy TV, we were over there doing a watch along for the Euros today, about an 8-hour stream, watching every game from the Netherlands to the English game to the Danish game that happened earlier today. All decent games, but yes, ladies and gents, we had a fantastic watch along over there. Thank you for the raid, Staffy TV, and thank you to everyone who's already here. Before we continue the show, which we need to continue because we have a lot to talk about, ladies and gents, we're going to get to the meat and potatoes of everything that happened in the last 2 weeks that I've missed out on. We're going to get to the main stories and none of the little stories, right? We're going to have big things to talk about. Before we do that, smash a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, on our way to 3K subscribers. Also, be sure to check out the links in the description below. Leave a comment if you're watching this in the future, and subscribe to our membership if you haven't done so already. Membership starting off at 99p. Big up, Real Chris, also joining us here on the panel. But enough dilly-dally, ladies and gents. We got a show to start, and we're going to start with our first story of today, which is going to be time for us to actually talk about the project a little bit, okay? So don't worry, we're going to start off with this, but we're going to ramp up real quick into the rest of today's stories, which we have plenty to discuss with you guys. But let me go ahead and load this up, and we should be good to go. Let me pull this up here. All right, cool. First tweet to share with you guys that I have here is from Chelsea Dodgers, and let me zoom in as well. Listen, 10 days, and I forget how to do my show already. It is what it is. All right, here we go. My scroll wheel also doesn't work. I need a new mouse. Chelsea's model copies Real Madrid, which broke the bank with the operations of Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo Goes. Chelsea is inspired by them as they intend to take a step forward as a club in the coming years. Kendrick Paez and Esteval, already signed, are the examples of this. This is coming from Malovo. Then we have more here. Clear Lake and Bowley may appear cutthroat or impatient, but they have ultimately been searching since day one for their version of Mikel Arteta. A football, strategic, and personality fit with a clear playing identity and ability to bond with the fan base. Continuing on, Chelsea's hierarchy are prepared to allow Enzo Maresca time to build. This is coming from Bobby Vincent. And then we also have here that apparently Thomas Frank actually came close to the Chelsea job. However, he lost out on the style of play in front with his football seen as more defensive and not possession-based. There were doubts that he suited the Chelsea squad. And this is coming from The Athletic, a pretty reliable source. We continue on here with the Maresca crew now coming in. We're hearing about this guy right here. Chelsea players are in for a shock with some of their favorite foods and drinks in danger of being cut from the menu. Enzo Maresca has been joined by fitness coach Marcos Alvarez, who has earned a reputation for being a strict dietitian. It was always Alvarez working for manager Juan de Ramos, who famously banned sauce, fruit juice, cake, salt and pepper at Spurs, while fried eggs were taken off the breakfast menu at Leicester during his and Maresca's single season at the club. And I feel like Matt Law was trying to say this in a way to try to be sensationalist, but it is what it is. I don't really care.
What the fuck does salt and pepper do to him, man?
The players, high cholesterol. The players need to be in tip-top shape, and their diets do need to be looked after, because let's see what we had here from Mauricio Pochettino. who was well liked by the majority of the squad, kept an eye on players' diets with fatty foods such as chips and pizza discourage, not banned, discourage. But he did not take a militant stand on sauce, fruit juice, salt and pepper, and sweet treats. And then lastly, here we have Enzo Maresca is already preparing for preseason, having asked Chelsea's data room to provide performance analysis on every player from youth level to first team. He also requested the information of each person with whom he will work at Chelsea's training ground and has started rewatching matches from 2023, the 2024 season under Mauricio Pochettino while holidaying in Marbella. Do you guys know where Marbella is? I have no idea where that is.
No,
I don't know where the fuck that is. Anyways, that being said, I feel like a lot of this stuff that's being thrown out here is a little bit just story for the sake of being a story. I feel like every manager or every trainer that comes into the room does this kind of stuff. At least they should, right? At this high level. I don't think Enzo's doing anything over the top or fantastic. I think it's being a little sensationalized. But I think it's overall good, the direction we're heading in. I think now more than before, I see the blueprint. I see where the benchmarks are being placed, and I see where the standards are and the direction we're trying to go in. Yes, I know there still are a lot of unquestioned or unanswered questions of Enzo Maresca, right? He's inexperienced. He came from championship. Has he won anything? He didn't do so well when he started off at Parma, I believe, was the team that he started off in, and he went to Pep. A lot of questions. I understand. But if the style of play is there, and I solemnly believe this, if the style of play is there, with better tools at your disposal, you can make your vision happen on the pitch. And I do believe that if we give this time, it could work out. However, we do have standards to uphold as well. I don't think he should be given all the time in the world if he finishes like 12th place, for example. I think at that point, it's kind of one of those like, it probably needs to be sacked. He's probably not the guy. With this team especially, and the manager that we had last season and the season that we had, I think someone with a proper idea and a proper style of play can take this team going forward. Now, let's see what happens with the medical part of the team. Let's see if it was on the training or if it was the medical department as well. Let's see what happened with the nutrition and the diets. Maybe our players perform a lot better. And let's see what happens with the board and the recruitment team. Are they actually going to give this guy time? Are they actually going to back this guy with players that suit his vision? Which we're going to talk about these players. We're going to talk about the transfers. There's a lot of transfers we have to talk about, and good transfers, by the way. But yeah, enough of me rambling. Ladies and gents of the panel, Oliver, Chris, it's been a while, but I'm here. I'm back. What's the feeling on the project right now?
You can go through.
I'm still not like convinced of this whole project thing. Still, I'm just not. Because like I said, I don't know enough about this manager. The diet thing. Does the diet thing really change Chelsea's performances? Like getting top 4, challenging for the league? Probably not. I don't think.
I'm sure it does. Well, okay, not okay. Listen, we play a game. You know this. We play a game of fine margins, and we do need to collab, Staffy. We play a game of fine margins, right? The thing for me is that if for example, if a player is intaking too many carbs from like juice, for example, and like sweet foods, like, bro, your body's not running on the ideal form of like, think of your body as a car, right? And an engine.
Yeah, of course.
You need to take care of it. You need to put good shit in it. Listen, ladies and gents, I'm gonna tell you one thing right now. 100% transparent. A huge part of the reason why I was sick is because the week prior I ate like absolute garbage. And that actually came back and bit me in the ass. So it's the same thing with these players. They have to be in tip-top shape.
No, I agree you have to be in tip-top shape. But like when I look at like last season, right? I look at a lot of players like Caicedo, Gallagher, even Enzo, and even Jackson, like Gusto, all these players. I don't look at like the out of shape or fitness is needed. I don't look at it like that. I just look at like, we're not defending well as a team and stuff like that. Like I wanted like tactics and stuff, so I'm not really bothered about that's why the food thing, because taking away salt and pepper is not gonna be the end of the world for this team. But I don't know, like it's a little bit of a worry, like for me for this next season. I'm still very concerned because like I think if this manager doesn't get top 6, he's gone. I think the ownership will sack him until they get the right manager. Because when we sacked Pochettino, there wasn't many great managers, like you mentioned Thomas Frank. Thomas Frank, I did not want. I'd rather what's his name, De Zerbi. I would rather him over Thomas Frank. But like, there's no real like right answer with these new managers. But yeah, like the project, I think has to do more like on the pitch and actually see it next season. But like, I'm not gonna say this project's looking good. I said this for like, under Potter. So the project is looking good. We're signing all these players and this, that, and the other, and we got a mentality coach and stuff like that. Like stuff. Yeah, we've been doing stuff like this for a good while, and nothing's changed. So I don't know. I have to go and see what happens next season, because I'm not gonna like bullshit and say this is looking good. I don't know. I just one moment in Chelsea. I just don't know what's gonna happen next season. We could get 10th, we could get 8th, we could get 6th, we could get top 4 maybe. Hopefully we get top 4. I'm begging for top 4.
We could win the league. You never know.
If we win the league, I shave my head, man. I have long hair.
You'll be looking like Kurt Angle here in Oliver's profile picture, dude.
Yeah, I do like that.
Oliver, what are your thoughts?
I'll put myself on camera too.
Oh my god! Yeah, and in that case, we need to win the league. We must win the league.
I'll buy a camera, just put myself on, and shave my head.
Oh my days, Oliver, what are your thoughts on the project, man, or everything that you just heard from the project, basing on Real Madrid, looking for their own Mikel Arteta, the idea of these guys now bringing in, changing the diets, and Maresca now studying the players and all that?
I'll start on the diet thing, because like it's like I'm with Chris that it's not like a make or break, and like it's not going to turn us into a top whatever. It's not going to improve us in that way. But it's not about like how we play. That's not what the diet is about. Fitness and condition. And to my knowledge, like I can't, unless I'm forgetting something, I can't remember hearing much about how Lampard regulated the diet of some of the players that were still here. That played under him in 2019 and such. I didn't hear much about how Tuchel regulated the diet. I didn't hear much about how Potter regulated the diet. There's a very big chance that they didn't. Just based on the fact that we haven't heard anything. But we heard a whole myriad of other things. But we heard with Lampard about that big fine list that we had. Those absurd fines. So just things like that get out, and we didn't hear anything about diet management. So there is a chance that based on that there was none. So it's a step in the right direction. I'll give you an example of how it works. A player that we actually have, Raheem Sterling. I don't know if you guys remember, but he actually did an interview in the summer.
Oh yeah.
And he said that he was going to change his diet to improve his fitness. And lo and behold, he got less injured.
Yeah, right? I forgot about that. Yeah, he he didn't even get injured this.
We can say what we want about his performances on the pitch, but he was more readily available.
Yeah, because last season he was out for at least 2 months, I want to say.
Yeah, he got injured around January. But that's just an example. So I think, like I said, it's not a transformative thing, but it's definitely something that wouldn't hurt. It's a step in the right direction. In terms of the other things, like the Arteta thing, that's been trotted for ages. Apparently, the ownership watched All or Nothing. I believe that. They really based the project on an Amazon documentary. I refuse to believe that. That just sounds like one of these football manager kind of comments where
I really
sensationalize it.
Honest.
I think.
Go ahead.
I think that there are elements to take from Arteta. I don't want us to. I would be fine to follow the Arteta arc, as in Arteta has now gotten Arsenal back into a title challenging position. Where I want to be better than Arsenal in this regard is I don't want to keep it too long. And I think if I were an Arsenal fan right now, I'd be worrying that they are going to keep it too long. I think he might get a contract in the near future, as a matter of fact. So that just goes to show they have faith in him, despite the fact that he's had 2 titles that he should have realistically won for many circumstances and kind of bottled it. So I would hope that we're more quick to pull the trigger on getting rid of the guy before the guy, and then actually getting the main guy in that's going to win. That's where I'd want to differ. And just finally, the Real Madrid thing, I get it in terms of Esteban. Like it's the same logic as Vinicius Junior. I don't see it in regards to other things like the profile, like sort of the profile in terms of player we sign, in terms of like their like how well known they are, is a lot less than what Madrid signed. They, Camavinga and Tchouaméni, big names in France before they went to Real Madrid, and just things like that. We're signing a much lower profile. And secondly, the thing that Real Madrid have to their advantage is they have elite experienced players, and we do not. They have Rudiger, they have David Alaba, they have Dani Carvajal. They're going to keep Luka Modric for next year. They had Toni Kroos, who's now going to be retiring after the Euros. They've got that foundation that the young players can, the young players can definitely, rest upon that foundation and use it to propel themselves and, learn stuff. And listen, I've been one to say that experience isn't all that, but I'm not going to be one to completely dismiss it. It does matter to some extent. Having a Toni Kroos and a Modric, that's going to help. And we don't even have anywhere close to that. We have Ben Chilwell. So
caught me off guard. I'm not gonna lie.
in fucking minerals, bruv.
So in one minor aspect, yes, we are like Real Madrid, but I think there's just so much more to it than just Esteval.
Yeah. So yeah, you said a lot there. And by the way, I don't know what you did. I think you fixed your mic, but for a second there it was kind of muffled. Your audio is not as loud as usual. I don't know if you got a brand new mic or something. But so that, responding to what you said there, I think in terms of the Real Madrid model, I feel like, and you know what? Like I was just saying this on the watch along before, and then I'm gonna go off on a little bit of a tangent here. I am getting really annoyed with the Chelsea fan base just overreacting over every single youth signing that we have, including Chris down here. Because, I'm seeing now that people are going crazy over Endrick now. But, 5 months ago, or last summer, I forget when the rumors were going out. Last summer when we were linked with Endrick, people were saying, why the fuck are we going in for this kid? Why for the price that he's at? Like he's a kid. Like why are we going in for them? All this and that. People complaining and whining. Same thing about whatchamacallit. There's another one too. Miscardo. You guys remember Miscardo? That was another one we were linked with. Gabi Miscardo or something like that. He went off to PSG now.
Rings a
who
bell.
the fuck? Yeah. There's a few ones, and now people are overreacting over.
Shikari.
No, not Zakari, I'm talking about the Brazilian guy, Gabriel Mascardo. I think that was his name or something like that.
Oh, the DM. Yeah.
There was another one too. People actually, now that I remember too, like people were kind of upset about the whole Andre Santos thing. So on and so forth. My point being, right? And listen, I get it in the sense that like we need to. It's over the top. We're doing way too much of it. But honestly, it's not like we're scouting shit either, because now look at Endrick. Look at Endrick. Look at the Endrick in today. Actually, let's look. Okay, you know what? This is going to be a whole redemption on the scouting, because when it comes to the scouting, the recruitment team, they actually have a good eye for talent. Believe it or not. I don't know if you guys were watching Slovenia today, but Sesko actually looks like a decent fucking player. Like, now that I've seen Sesko play, I'm like, oh shit, I kind of see it. In the beginning, when Gyökeres was being linked to Chelsea, people were like, "Ah, Gyökeres, he was at Coventry not too long ago, and now at the end of the season, the tune has completely changed. People were like, "Oh, bring me Sesko or bring me Osimhen." Not Sesko, I'm sorry, Gyökeres. When before, people weren't even entertaining Gyökeres. So now I'm hearing the links for Duran, Lima, Esteval Willian. And you know what? I can't be asked to react to it anymore. Because quite honestly, we were out there scouting really, really good talent that went off to other teams, and now they're doing something. Like, oh, okay, this is the one that pisses me off the most, guys. Lamine Yamal, 16 years old, absolutely putting his name on the world stage yesterday for Spain. I guarantee you, if Lamine Yamal was linked with Chelsea, people would have lost their shit. 16-year-old, another kid. Why are we recruiting these kids? We need proven talent. And now look at Lamine Yamal. Now everyone wants Lamine Yamal. So at the end of the day, the way I'm going to react to these youth is, let's see what happens in due time. If he cooks, he cooks. If he doesn't cook, cool. We spent 20 million on him and not 80. Because quite frankly, I think the way the recruitment team is going is they don't want to get burned by a huge fucking transfer like Lukaku. Actually, now that I think about it, can someone on this panel or someone in the chat, can you guys name me the last, like, and I'm being genuine, like I can't remember off the top of my head, but can you name me like the last big money signing Chelsea made that actually worked out perfectly? And I mean big money signing, like nearly broke the transfer fee at the time, or actually did break the transfer fee.
I think Caicedo's near perfect. I really think that he's quite consistent.
Okay, hold on. Let me rephrase it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Prior to the American ownership.
Oh!
When we were recruiting names.
Okay, big money, right?
Big money.
And that's the struggle right there, because Lukaku was an absolute stinky player. So
Lukaku absolutely stunk. Wait, let me tell you what stunk. Okay, Werner was a big money signing. Werner didn't do so well.
Kai Havertz was
it was a pretty decent amount of money. It was like 50 mil, right?
I'll put it like this, right? If I think of like our top 8,
Hazard. Wait, hold on, real quick. How much did Hazard cost?
Hazard cost 30 million. That was still quite a lot. That was a
lot for a youth. Yeah,
well,
that was
a
lot
young
for
player.
A youth player.
He's in his 20s, early 20s, but
Yeah. Yeah, he's still a youth player. Yeah, he's young.
Yeah, technically, but he was first team player.
Okay.
Wherever he went, because he won the league, by the way, with Lille. Yeah, no, like Chelsea in a while, I can't think of any prior, like, obviously Todd Bowley and all that. And I do hear like not spending a huge amount of money on players, but like when you say Duran, right, Marshall, 45 million for a guy who's not really done anything. Yeah.
Listen, I don't agree with that price. I agree. I don't agree with that price. However,
stay away from that.
However, if our scouting team actually thinks he's good enough, then let's see if they're right. Because so far, our scouting team has not really struck out.
No, I actually do like a lot of players we signed recently. Like, obviously, Gusto was a great buy. Kvaratskhelia was a good buy. I don't think Disasi was the worst type of buy. I think Caicedo was a great buy. I know he has a lot of money, but he's a great buy. Even Enzo, I'm glad we got that over the line. Jackson for 30 million euros or whatever. Great buy. Mudryk, not so good, but, that's like way before at the start.
Yeah, who knows if that was even recruitment at that point.
No, it wouldn't have been. It would have been under Todd Bowley and all that. Yeah, so we brought a fair few good players in, but I just want us to like try actual sign like main players instead of just 16, 17-year-olds. And
how much should we sign N'Golo Kante for?
32 million, and that was a great.
Dude, that's a bargain. Oh
my
god.
I don't know how they couldn't negotiate more.
I don't know.
Maybe
I think they don't value like that.
We paid more.
Even Ben Chilwell. We paid 50 for Ben Chilwell, and he's not been that great.
I still think that was a good buy. Like before the injury, he had like I'm really
thinking like, who was the last big name signing that we got that was like high in price that actually worked out?
I'll put it like this, Marshall. If I think of the top 8 most expensive signings in the history of the club, Jorginho is probably the best player, and as much as we like Jorginho, he was not there.
How much was Costa, Jason? Does anyone know how much Costa was when he came
50?
in? Yeah. I think Costa may have been the last big name signing that we had that actually balled out.
Yeah, I think he's around 50. It's a while ago that was, and he banged first season.
Exactly. So think about it, ladies and gents. Costa, Fabregas is probably up there in price too.
He wasn't that much in price. I don't think he's any more than 40 million. I don't think he was any more than 40 because his age and he wanted to leave. So
my point being, ladies and gents, is normally it doesn't work out when we pay high-end prices for these players. So I think I see the strategy now. We're gonna go cheap because at the end of the day, we're scouting talent, right? They're potentials, right? We're going for potential versus proven players because it's more, economically friendly for Chelsea, who, quite frankly, aren't very good outside of selling players and making profit and selling their own pitch. Let's be honest about that too, which we'll get to as well. Costa was 32 million pounds, I believe it or not. Wow, that's actually not that bad either. I mean, back then that was a decent amount.
It was 2014?
2014, 32 million pounds is probably around like 60 million now,
I'm just
right?
going off my head, man. This is a long time ago. It's like 10 years ago. It feels forever. It was a 2014, yeah. It felt like 2014. And I mean, 2014, that's like worth 50 plus million now.
Chris, I actually think very recently, it was like 10 years to the day that Fabregas was announced.
Yeah.
It was the anniversary, like very recently.
I mean, that was another great buy.
Like I'm thinking out loud, right? Like, think about it. How often is it, other than Eden Hazard, how often do you hear about Chelsea selling a player for big money? It doesn't happen often. Usually we're the ones always buying players for big money.
We sold Morata back for 50, 60 million.
Morata was one. Hazard was
Oscar
one.
60 million. Oscar was 60 million. That's
Yeah,
quite a lot, by
Oscar.
the way.
Yeah.
David Luiz 50 million, and then bought him back for 30.
Yeah.
That was
That's not
great
bad,
business.
actually.
That's a good business, you know?
I think Mourinho did pretty well at selling players too, by the way, because I look at Man United, for example, a team like that, even maybe Liverpool, but especially Man United, they can't sell players, man. They struggle to sell players, and if they do this, they go for pretty much nothing or just for free. Like I looked at Herrera, he went for nothing.
So I think I see the vision now that like Chelsea are trying to go in the direction of, well, in the direction that the rest of the clubs are going in. To be honest, we're so, Chelsea fans are so set in doing it the old school way, which the old school way, I'm sorry, was deteriorating. We saw towards the end of the regime, like it was falling apart. We hadn't won a Premier League since 2017. It wasn't working anymore. So we needed to adapt. And I think that's what the club is doing. Although I will admit, obviously this is, holding the owners accountable. I think you made a lot of mistakes. I think you fired a lot of people too soon. I think the transition was way too rigid. Like we're talking, you got rid of all the experienced players and then expected a youth team to just click. That is stupid. You should have done what Real Madrid does, which is integrate youth, but also still have experienced players from whom they can learn from. And I think we would have been fine. But such is what's happened already. I think eventually it'll smooth out, right? Because these players are going to get experience. It's going to be rougher than it should have been, but they are going to get experience playing. And yeah, like I think I'm okay with the way we're moving now in terms of the way we're scouting, the way we're getting player profiles and not player names, and so on and so forth. I think Chelsea will do just fine. Now, the managerial pick is the very tricky one, and that's the one we're going to wait and see what happens. But I think I'm being instilled with a little more confidence now, seeing what the results are now. The results are now starting to bear fruit a little bit, and I'm starting to see the players that our scouting department we're scouting. I'm starting to see what they're doing in other teams, and I'm thinking like, oh shit, like, not too long ago people didn't want Endrick. Not too long ago people didn't want Kudus, and so on and so forth. Now I'm looking at these teams and they're like, or these players, and they're like, wow, they're actually fucking cooking something. So don't forget, not too long ago people were pissed off that Cole Palmer was signed for 40 mil. Just saying. But any final thoughts before we move on, guys?
I just think on the Duran thing, like, I get what you're saying about like understanding what the aim is and like going for talent, but there has to be an acceptance from whoever's making the decisions on like managers staying. There has to be an acceptance that you cannot go into like FA Cups and Carabao Cups with Jackson and Duran and expect them to be able to get you over the line. I don't think that's fair. That's not a fair expectation to put on a manager. We literally saw this season how Jackson cost us the Carabao Cup. Don't say the FA Cup semi-final.
I get that, but the way I see it is in the long term, they will become that player, and I think that's the idea.
Okay. So then you have to give the manager time.
Exactly, which is what we read. Apparently, they're going to give the manager time. Who knows? I think there has to be standards that have to be upheld regardless. What are you going to say, Oliver?
I think top. I don't think he's there. I would say like I don't expect this manager to go and win a league. I don't even expect him to challenge for a league, but I want him to try challenge for top 4. I don't think that's asking too much because
we got to win the conference league.
Showed like last season. Conference. Oh yeah, the conference league. But that should be easy enough because if we bottled that, then I don't know. I don't know about the manager then. But
yeah, no, I agree with that.
Yeah, like I'm not expecting too much. I'm really not. My standards, and they say, oh, your standards have dropped. Yeah, of course my standards have dropped. Look where we've been for the last two seasons now. And we're sacking managers now. We've got Maresca because there's not many managers out there to get really. So yeah, like I'm gonna expect try to get top 4 and like compete. Yeah. Like obviously we have to see how other teams are playing. Like Man United, I do not rate, so if they continue like this and don't sign any like actual good players, then yeah, like I expect to get ahead of over them. Maybe Newcastle. I don't think Aston Villa are gonna stay top 4. Obviously, you know, Arsenal, Man City, and probably Liverpool are gonna stay top 4. But I want a chance for that 4th place.
I agree.
With Tottenham
I agree. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the start of the show, and I hope you are enjoying it. We are going to keep going, and we have plenty to talk about. So that was a great start to the show. Half hour talking about the project, and it's always entertaining to talk about the project. I enjoy talking about it and trying to understand it more and more because let's be honest, we were in the dark in the beginning. We had no idea what the fuck was going on with the project.
I'm still there.
Yeah, that being said, let's actually talk about PSR rules. So anyone out there saying, oh, Chelsea FFP, oh, Chelsea, oh, how are you going to get players? You can't sign FFP. It's going to stop you. Oh, all this and shit. Well, eat a dick because we are clear of FFP. All right. We passed the PSR rules. And guess what? Loophole FC is back. We did it, baby. Y'all can hold that. Clubs face having to sell players before the end of June to comply with profit and sustainability rules. It's understood Chelsea, Aston Villa, Newcastle, Everton, Nottingham Forest, and Leicester City are the clubs under pressure. Well, Sky Sports, you can hold that because David Ornstein said so. Exclusive. Premier League fails in bid to close loophole, letting clubs use profits from sale of hotels, training grounds, other tangible assets, and FFP submissions. Proposal at AGM fell short of 2/3 majority needed, 11 out of 20 votes. And we continue here. Premier League clubs that wanted to stretch the PSR threshold for permitted losses to £135 million were defeated. It remains at £105 million over 3 years. Chelsea avoided breaching the PSR limit by selling the 2 hotels and car parks at Stamford Bridge to a sister company for £76.5 million. That was enough to turn a £166.4 million loss into in 2022 to 2023 into a £89.9 million deficit for the club. Yeah, hold that. Hold that. Hold that, Sky Sports. Talking shit. Chelsea views signing another traditional. Oh wait, what the hell? It skipped. Oh yeah. No! Stop doing that. All right, anyways, Sky Sports correction. Chelsea will not need to sell players this month to comply with the Premier League PSR rules. Sky Sports understand Chelsea will need to make sales to keep in line with PSR for 2024-2025 season, and the cutoff for that is next summer, but they are under pressure, no pressure to sell this month. And also, ladies and gents, for those of us that were on the panel, I would say, that we're worried, oh, Chelsea, I don't think it's good that we sell our own ground and all to ourselves. I don't think it's good. Oh, shut the fuck up. All right? We are going to sell it back to whoever fucking buys Chelsea next. Obviously, he's going to want the training grounds. It'll be included in the price. It'll be an asset included in there. And apparently, there's a loophole where we could potentially sell it to Chelsea for cheap and then rebuy it again. Who knows? These owners are going to know, and they're going to do it. And you know what? Fuck everything. Just fuck everything else. We are Loophole FC. We get away with everything. This is great. I love it. Everyone wants to be pissed off at Chelsea for doing all this and cheating. It's not cheating, dude. We have the finest accountants and businessmen reading the fucking fine print and finding the loopholes, and you don't. So hold that. But yeah, Chelsea, no more PSR. There you go. Oh shit. Well, what are our thoughts?
Oh, you're happy about that?
Yeah, of course I
mean,
am.
did we wait? I did go for a second. Are we have to buy the hotels back, or is it like not Monopoly where we can't buy them back? Okay, so
we could buy them back if we wanted to. But also, okay, like nice. Chris. Also, Chris, like whoever fucking comes and buys Chelsea, do you really think they're gonna buy Chelsea without buying the training ground?
No.
Think how stupid. Like, think of how stupid. Like, yo, I'm gonna buy Chelsea, and then you buy. I was like, wait, where's the training ground? You didn't buy the training ground. What the fuck? I thought it came with it. Like, no, you would.
Wait. So where are they training now? Where are they training now? By the way, where are they training now? Then, if we sold them,
still Cobham.
Oh, we're right.
But they didn't even sell the training ground. That was just a hypothetical that was entertained earlier. They didn't sell the training ground. They sell the car park and 2 hotels.
That's not bad. Yeah, because I don't really want us to rush to sell players, because I'm not like, if we can get the right price for Gallagher, yeah, I want to sell him, but we shouldn't rush into selling people like Gallagher for 30 million. I want it for 45. Maatsen, I don't know where he's going. Is he staying or is he leaving? So yeah, like that's good for like stuff where we'd have to rush and sell players and like for cheaper prices, because clubs will know we need to. So that's good for that. I like it for that. So yeah, like you said, Sky Sports and the Premier League can just hold it. Like we're still breaking the rules without breaking the rules.
Oh, and that's another thing too, by the way. What the fuck do these hotels have anything to do with Chelsea? Like, who cares if these hotels get sold? We're making money off of it. Whoever buys the club next, are they really going to want the fucking hotels? I'm sorry, this isn't Chelsea without the hotels. Like, fuck off. Ridiculous, some of these fans, the way they react, man.
I don't know. Like, some Chelsea fans might want to sleep there for 3 nights. Coming all the way from the north.
You go sleep in those hotels, man.
No, I literally, when I went to London, I went there and back the same day, man.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But yeah, I like it. It's nice we can get around these loopholes yet again. That's great. Like we're you know what? If we're as good as we are getting around these loopholes, like in the league, that'd be perfect, man. Because we actually be like the masters of the Premier League, actually playing football. But we're good around the business, but not on the field, at least.
Yeah, we know how to make money. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good thing. Oliver, you have any comments on the whole PSR shit?
Yeah, I was never worried. I mean, I find it funny how everyone hates this ownership because they're businessmen and stuff, but yet they don't trust them to do business. Right? That's the bit.
It's not a problem, because if someone wants to buy Marshall, it'd be really stupid of them to buy Marshall. Wait, what has? Never mind. I can't make the same analogy. Go ahead, Oliver. Sorry to interrupt.
I was just saying, I find it funny how people want to hate on the reasons people want to hate on this ownership is because they're businessmen who know nothing about football. Yet they don't trust these businessmen to do business. I mean, the only howler they've had in terms of business is the whole. And I'm not including Paramount Plus in this, but just the whole debacle with the like getting sponsorships over the line. That they've not been good enough for that, personally.
Yeah.
But everything else, I can personally trust in. You know, they found ways to get around PSR, and I admire it. That being said, I do maintain my stance that this is something that has to be a one-time fix. We can't be doing this on a long-term or even a medium-term basis. This has to be, we're getting through this year, and then next year we're going to try and find a more sustainable means of meeting these thresholds for PSR. Whether that be, you know, if that has to be selling some players, then by all means, I'd rather do that than, because it is technically assets, like by definition it is, and it's just not sustainable, because when you run out of assets, what do you have? So you just need to find a more sustainable way around it. I hope that's what they're trying to do, because, like I said, we're going to run out at some point if we go too far.
Oliver?
Yeah, did I cut out?
Yeah, you cut out.
Oh, I just ended by saying I hope that they're working on a more sustainable way to meet the threshold.
Yeah, no, but I agree. I just think, I know this doesn't solve everything, right? But I just think a big part of the problem is that stadium revenue. Once we get that stadium revenue over the line, I think we'll be a lot better off, and we can just do business like everyone else, which is like, and that's the other thing that pisses me off too about the Chelsea fan base, this whole pure profit, like propaganda. It's like, dude, how do you think clubs make money? How do you think Napoli is making money? You think it's just their stadium revenue? Do you think they don't make money at all? Like, we have to abide by a certain financial rule. Like, we need to make money, so we need to sell players. Like, do you really think we're just not going to sell any players? Do you really think Real Madrid this summer that's passing, Real Madrid's not going to sell any players? They have to sell players. Yes, it helps winning, by the way. Winning does help. So this team does need to start winning. Like, the ownership, recruitment team, they need to get their shit together. They need to start winning, because the prize money and all that shit for just being in these competitions is huge. So we do need that. We also need the stadium. And with those two things combined, I can see ourselves not needing to sell that often, or as often as we already are. But all these other clubs like City, United, Tottenham, all these clubs, they sell players. That's how they make some of their money. That's a part of their revenue. So selling players for pure profit or whatever profit, at the end of the day, like, who gives a shit? Like, why do you think we loaned out players? For the longest time, we were the lone army under Roman. You think it's because we wanted to pay the salaries? No, because we couldn't afford to continue paying salaries for players who weren't good enough. So we put it on other teams to do it. And we put a fee on that. We made a little bit of money off of that. People are just ridiculous, man. You know what, guys? I haven't been on stream for 10 days, and the worst of Chelsea fan base has been manifesting in my head, because I could already hear it. All the complaining, the bitching, and the moaning going on Chelsea YouTube or Chelsea Twitter over John Duran and all this bullshit. Just like, shut up. God damn. Just watch Southgate in the Euros and be happy.
I watched today's Southgate team. I wasn't happy. I was bored. I was bored as fuck.
Yeah, I was pretty bored of that game too. To be honest, most of the games today were dead. Yeah.
Well, look at Germany and Spain, like having these great matches, and then 1-0
I thought you'd be
to
on Discord if you did that. Then.
I was on Staffy's Discord though.
No one had it on the casually one, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't miss much. The games are pretty dead.
So you're leaving Casually FC's Discord for Staffy's now?
I'm not leaving. I'm still on the Discord.
He runs the Discord.
I run the Discord. If I left the Discord, there would be no Discord. Which, by the way, shout out to the Discord. Check it out. Link in the description below. But okay, I mean, I don't know what else to rant about with this whole profit and sustainability things. You guys want to get to the meat and potatoes of everything, the things that everyone wants to talk about, the players?
I suppose so, yeah.
Yes, give me the players, man. Duran.
Oh, you're close. You're close. I'm not going to talk about Duran just yet, but I will be talking about this bombshell that dropped. Sesko staying at Red Bull Leipzig. I bet none of you expected that, even though this is kind of old news anyways. But I bet none of you actually expected it when it dropped. So I certainly didn't. So let's go to the first bit of news I have here. As you guys know, we're going to talk about all this past news and build it up. So right here, Chelsea are making big moves in negotiations for Benjamin Sesko and Michael Olise, according to Santi JFM. Then later on in the week, he says here, Chelsea hopes to continue negotiations to find an agreement. The Blues consider Benjamin Sesko and Michael Olise to be two main summer priorities for the transfer for the summer transfer window. We continue on here saying Chelsea is very serious about signing Benjamin Sesko, who has a £55 million release clause. Things are not happening with Benjamin Sesko just yet. There are lots of conversations, and his agent has been very prominent on social media and his tour of visiting clubs. Chelsea likes him. He's on the list along with Arsenal and Man United. This was almost a week ago, a little bit more than a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I want to say. Right? And it's quick. It's so crazy how things change so fast. Benjamin Sesko is taking his time to decide his future. One reason is because he has a new contract offer from Red Bull Leipzig. He has decided to stay or probably go to the Premier League. Chelsea, Man United, and Chelsea are all in the race if it's open. Chelsea's next big move will be in bringing in a striker to compete with Nicholas Jackson. Chelsea are still tracking Benjamin Sesko, who is wanted by Arsenal. This is all coming from a lot of different reliable sources. And then here we have it, David Ornstein with the dagger. God damn. Benjamin Sesko new contract set to extend Red Bull Leipzig stay by 1 year to 2029. Not expected to include formal release clause, but mutual understanding of suitable price range for striker to exit if and when bids right project is presented, according to The Athletic. And then we have here, lastly, it's understood there is a release clause in Benjamin Sesko's new deal and a gentleman's agreement in place for striker to leave in 2025, according to Sky Sports News. Hey, Benjamin. Hey, listen to me, Benjamin. Let me introduce you to a fella called Harry Kane. He knows all about gentlemen's agreements. Let me tell you, you're going to regret that one. But yeah, guys, are we disappointed this happened? Are we shocked it happened? Do we think he is going to be something down the pipeline in the future, potentially? And the second question is, did you want him? Did you see today's game and were impressed? Chris, you can go first.
I can't believe we lost out on him. I can't. I'm not really too bothered. I'm really not that bothered.
Okay, I was about to say,
I couldn't go for it. I see he's a striker, right? He's a striker.
Yeah.
I haven't really watched a whole lot. He hasn't really done that crazy numbers for Leipzig. I'm not sure if he's the main star, but he's not even scored more than 15 goals in the Bundesliga. So we got Jackson. I think Jackson's a better striker. I don't think he's there to actually replace Jackson or nothing. I think he's there to be a backup. And for 55 million, I think we can look around like other strikers around the world for like a lot less, like 30 million to be a backup. I'd rather Dutch or Fofana actually be a backup over Sesko, I think, actually as well. So I'm just not bothered about losing him. I'm actually kind of glad we lost out on him, as long as we don't get Duran as well. But yeah, I think if you're looking for a backup striker or competition for Jackson, it can't cost more than really 50 million, and he would have been 55 at least. So I wasn't a fan of it. So yeah, I'm actually glad. But I could be wrong. He could be an absolutely baller in the future. He's like 21 years old now. So he's got potential and shit like that, of course. But let's face it, Chelsea are signing a load of potential players for the future. So it's not like exactly we're not signing not potential players. We're doing that like all over the field, like left wing, striker, centre mid, defence. Like we're doing all these potential players. So Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We move on. We move on. I'm not gonna lose sleep over Sesko.
He almost scored a screamer today. By the way, for Slovenia, like I could see why he's a good striker. He can strike a ball. Like he can really strike a ball. It's pretty insane. He's got a lot of shot power. But shot power isn't the only thing that makes a good striker. There's plenty of other factors as well, which we're gonna see in due time. But Oliver, your thoughts on this whole Sesko deal?
Okay, so with the Leipzig contract extension, I'm actually really relieved, and that's not me talking as a Chelsea fan and the fact I didn't want it. I'm relieved as a football fan that he's done this, because you see it far too often that a player gets hyped from out of nowhere pretty much, and then the big money offer comes in, and they jump on it, and then they turn out not to be good enough because they're held to the standard of a world-class player when they are realistically nowhere near ready. A prime example of that recently will be Rasmus Højlund going to Manchester United. He's nowhere near ready to bear the loads of expectations that a £70 million striker should be having to bear pretty much, and that's contributed to some. I'm sure I haven't watched too much of United, but I would not be surprised if that is somewhat contributed to like how he's performed. Like unironically, if he didn't have the hype, he probably would have done a bit better because he's not got the eyeballs on him. But like, I'm just relieved from that aspect because so many young players or players in general, when they're not ready for the big move, but it arrives, and then it's like, okay, do I really want to leave this? And most players will say no. But Sesko is staying in a place where his game can be nurtured a lot more, and his game needs nurturing. I don't, based on what I've seen, he is not ready for because he got linked to Arsenal as well. He's not ready to be an Arsenal striker. Yeah. I know they've got Jesus and Havertz, and that's not good, but he is not the answer to getting them a league title. Absolutely not.
But let me ask you this though. I mean, okay, you're right. You're right with the last statement you said. You were right. Don't you think that the same could have been said about Jackson? Yet he came into this team and outperformed what we all expected from him.
He did, but it's not a league title winning. Like, if we're comparing it to what I just said about Sesko and Arsenal.
Yeah, but I mean, are we expecting Chelsea to challenge for a league next season?
No, but you pay your 65 millions and above for a title winning caliber.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And Benjamin Sesko will not deliver that, and I don't want him to be expected to. That's not fair on him. It's not fair on Rasmus Højlund at Manchester United. He's not good enough, but he has that fee hanging over him, and at the end of the day, that's gonna play on him. That's gonna it's just not good for anyone. You're creating too high of an expectation there. You just got it's all based in realism. That's my point really. It's not the expectations people are going to have of a guy like Sesko and what he actually produces is not going to match up. And some of that is just football fans being stupid because they look at things on a very surface level. He cost 70 million, so he has to bang. Like, on the one hand, I get it, but on the other hand, you've actually got to look at the player you've got. We paid 70 million for Pepper. That doesn't automatically make him a good goalkeeper.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I just think every other team in the world knows that football teams are desperate for a good striker. So they're really racking up that price for a striker. I don't think, Chris, what would you pay for a striker right now to compete with Jackson?
What, hit around his level you're on about, or just competition for him?
Yeah, competition.
30 to 40.
See, this is what I mean. Actually, that's actually pretty fair. But I don't think you're gonna find a 30 to 40 million pound striker that's gonna compete. I think be second fiddle to Jackson.
That's why I'd rather keep that Chafana then. If we're gonna have one of the strikers and worry about another position like left wing, where we do need to fill in. So that's why I don't think we need to sign a striker, because we're not going to get Osimhen, or we're not going to get any big striker. So there's no point really. I don't think it's any point signing another striker.
What would you? Okay, better question, Chris. Better question. What would you pay for a ready-made striker that's going to help us compete?
Oh, 80 to 100 easy.
Yeah, I don't think that's.
What?
Who's out there? Like Gyökeres, that guy?
No, I don't think, not for that price. No, I would say
Tony, that guy.
Martinez.
Oh my god,
Tony's good actually. Yeah, I'll take a Tony.
I mean, I have doubts about Tony now because of the season he just had.
Why? Because the betting.
Brentford nearly got relegated, dude.
Yeah, but he wasn't there for
not because of the betting. I don't give a shit about the betting.
He wasn't there for half the season.
But even when but in the half that he was, has he improved them drastically? They kept going down.
No, but like that could be.
He scored one goal when he came back, and I don't know if he continued to score. Actually, let me look at his goal tallies.
I don't know what it is, but then again, he hasn't played football for 6-7 months, right? And
yeah, but players get injured for 6-7 months. Wait a minute. Reece James got injured for 6 to 7 months, and he came back and did just fine.
Reece James is on another level to most people.
So he's better than Ivan Toney?
But then Reece James did get a red card, though, like
Reece James isn't playing for Brentford.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Chelsea. We have better players. But like the problem I have with this is like Ivan Toney is a good player, but like the problem is Brentford got to a point where by the time I'm not even sure I want Toney, but in his defence, by the time he got back, Brentford were like snowballing out of control, and they were never gonna get good again that season, even with him. There's only so much a striker can do. Like look at, why has Poland's never gotten anywhere with Lewandowski as
4 and 2 goals. 4 goals and 2 assists. Sorry. That was Ivan Toney's. Yeah, Tony's stats since he came back.
Yeah, but just having a good striker and an average to poor team, it's not gonna. You're not gonna.
They didn't stop him last season.
No, Marshall, you're missing my point. They've snowballed out of control. Like they started
as a whole team. Yeah.
In the middle of the season, they were so bad, and it just never got any better. Like kind of like they couldn't recover, even with it. The damage was already done. And they had major injuries as well. I think their first choice left back did his ACL, just as an example.
Mm-hmm.
So they were really in no position to do any better than they did, even if he came back.
So the only one I really, really, really want, and if he's around 100 million, is Martinez, because I know what he's done for the last 6 years, 3 years at least, anyway. And it's quite impressive, but we're not gonna get him because we're not even looking at him. I actually wanted Osimhen too, but he's not going. So I'll just have Jachafana as a backup and sign another left winger or something, because Mudrik's not proven. Mudrik we don't know about. Sterling is not that great. I would get rid of Sterling this season, by the way. And we can get Kvaratskhelia or. I would love Leao. Leao would be my top of the list on left wingers, but we're not getting him, sadly.
Why are you bringing it over to left wing and right wing? Let's keep it the striker, man.
No, because that's why I don't want to spend 40 million on a Duran or like Sesko 55 million when we have that.
Yeah,
Palmer.
and you said the same thing about Palmer, and look what happened with Palmer.
No. Okay, so every player that comes in now is gonna hit like Cole Palmer now. Like Cole Palmer is just. None of you expected
honestly, Chris, yeah. I actually now expect that every player that we scout could potentially hit like fucking Cole Palmer. No. I'll be honest, because I don't think okay, we're going to talk about Nani, right? But I can see Nani Madueke becoming one of the best right wings in the sport. He's not there yet, but I can see him hitting like crack very soon. Like, I can see him being Olise. Olise is Olise, right? But I could see him being Olise. I can see Enzo being one of the best center mids in the world. I can see Caicedo being the best center mids and one of the best center mids in the world. So, I see the potential. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, the scouting that we're bringing in, I actually do think that they're bringing in players that could potentially be the best in their position. I see it. I don't see it with Mudryk, but then again, maybe he didn't. I do see it in Madueke. Yes, he has to refine his game, but I do see it.
I would sell both.
The problem with this though, like, and I hate to use this expression because I feel like it's overused, but this isn't FIFA. You don't buy a potential player and they always make it. But I know that if a player doesn't make it and they're still young, there's a chance for resale and with value. That's all well and good, but if we're just talking about, ideally if you buy a player, you want it because you want them to do well.
Yeah.
And buying a young player can go one of two ways. It can go the Cole Palmer way, or it can go the Mudryk way, or I don't know what other example you want to use, or Callum Hudson-Odoi, where he was a wonder kid with all his potential, and then an injury killed him. So you've got to factor that in. You're never going to have a 100%.
Yeah.
Obviously, I wasn't really keen on signing Cole Palmer because he literally there's nothing to show for before that season. But no one expected Cole Palmer to be this good, like this season. No one expected him to have like 20, like nearly 30 GA in the Premier League or whatever ridiculous numbers he's had. No one on football planet Earth expected this. No one actually predicted nowhere near like this. And a lot of people, like even Will and even you guys maybe who rated him, obviously talented player, didn't expect this. It's 1 out of a million, I think, and how good he is.
Chris, that's it right there. The problem we're doing right now with this discussion and the point about we want Cole Palmer and stuff, we're turning an exception into the standard. Cole Palmer is not.
But that's the thing. I'm not saying he's going to be the standard, right? But we have players that have come or are very close to that level. Like, let me walk you through it, all right? Would you say Malo Gusto is a very, very good signing?
Yeah.
That no one knew anything about. Like,
I was happy he was coming, by the way. I was happy when he was going to come. Because he's 20 million, and I heard a lot of good things
he was linked to Manchester United. Yeah. It wasn't...
And it's 20 million. I was happy. I
was shocked when that fee got announced because people knew him and Man United were linked as well.
Yeah, they was.
So, let's look at Enzo now. I'll be honest, I don't know who the fuck Enzo was prior to Enzo being announced to Chelsea. I don't know if Chris knew. I don't know if Oliver, you knew outside of the World Cup, No. But like, he's a good player. We can all admit he's a very good player, right?
Yeah.
So he could potentially hit like Palmer, right?
Of course.
Okay. Then we have Caicedo, who is another player that, like, holy shit, at his best, he is absolutely dominant. Like, he's a very good player. You see what I'm saying?
And he's consistent.
And he's consistent.
And I knew how good he was before, like, Chelsea. Yeah. I wanted him badly.
Now, defensively wise, in the center back position, time will tell. I think what's his face? I think Kvaratskhelia at his best could potentially be that amazing buy, right? Because we've seen him last season, how good he was. And we were all like, holy shit, this guy's really good. So, there's a question mark on Kvaratskhelia. Axel Disasi, okay. I think maybe he was kind of a little bit of a panic buy because of Fofana, but yeah, he's supposed to be a backup, so I'm not going to put him in that discussion.
45 million, it's okay.
Petrovic. Hasn't Petrovic impressed all of us?
Yes, and I think that's just damn luck, by the way, because we didn't...
I just named you so many players. You think all of them are luck, Chris?
No. The Petrovic is damn luck because we signed Sanchez to be our main keeper and Petrovic barely get any minutes.
Okay, yes, I get that. But at the same time, though, Chris, do you see how, like... It can't all be luck that we just happen to stumble upon these good players.
I didn't mind the Petrovic buy because he was like, what, 10 million euros?
No, I get that.
I think a bit more.
I actually do like last season's transfer. I liked it a lot. I did like it quite a lot. If we can't sign our main striker, why not think Dutch Farner can be a potential good striker? Why not think he can't be one? And that's where I'm coming across. Like, I don't want us to sign some guy over 50 million just to be potential when we have Fofana. Unless we sell Fofana, right, for 30 million or something.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I agree
think
with
the club
that.
think they can sell it.
Okay, then if they sell him, then yeah,
That's
buy
actually
40 to 50 million.
And Curry Pirate put up a good point. Jackson too. You can put Jackson in that conversation. For the price that we paid for Jackson, he's performed better than most of the strikers we've gotten since Diego Costa.
I actually didn't mind having him either because I saw like.
But now do you see what I'm saying now? Like the scouting has actually been consistent when it comes to recruiting good players.
Yeah, it's just a manager issue.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a manager issue. Like Poch was not the guy, you know. But at the end of the day, like I genuinely think, like if they bring another player, there's a pretty good likelihood it might be another Cole Palmer. I don't think Cole Palmer's 1 in a million.
Marshall,
I think he's almost like that.
Marshall, my only point is you're going to get a dud at some point. Even the best
scouts
in the world.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. But I just think like the way I see it, like you're gonna eventually get a dud. But I think this idea that a lot of Chelsea fans may have is that like, oh, like Cole Palmer's just with enough scouting, you're gonna they see it the opposite way. You know what I'm saying? Oliver was like, with enough scouting, you're eventually gonna get one right. No, I think with our scouting, they're gonna get a lot of it right, and the profiles may not suit the manager, or the manager may not suit the team. That's where they're fucking it up, right? But I genuinely think that the scouting is doing a good job, and we're actually getting a lot more players like Cole Palmer than you think. It's just time will tell if they click with a certain manager or they click with a certain system or whatnot. I wouldn't be surprised if Maresca actually plays as good as he is, if he's actually the right appointment, if Nicholas Jackson bags 20 plus goals next season. I wouldn't actually be surprised, because I think that player's ceiling is there, and he's heading in the right direction.
Plus, hopefully, he has a full season.
If he's given the keys to the kingdom, I think that's what we've got to preface that with. I think if we get a Duran, they're sharing minutes a lot more than a lot more than compared to like Broya, for example.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. By the way, ladies and gents, if you're over here on YouTube and not Twitter, which, by the way, if you're over on Twitter, what are you doing? Come over to YouTube. But if you're over here on YouTube, smash up the likes, because we're really close to 50 likes, and we're just a little over an hour. So you guys have been smashing up the likes. I have missed you too. Do not worry. It has been 10 days or 2 weeks since I've last streamed. Thank you guys for your patience. I was out ill, but yeah, thank you for coming on over to YouTube. Smash up the likes. Let's get to 50 likes, please, people. And let's try to get to 100 likes by the end of today's show. All right, that's your goal today. That is your scouting homework to do. All right, scout those likes. I don't know what I mean by that, but that's for you guys to figure out. I don't get paid for this shit. You guys do. Anyways, so speaking of scouting, let's bring up a really quick one here. That Chris, I'm gonna ask you: would you actually entertain this? We're talking about strikers, right, and price ranges. I think this one's gonna be a good middle ground. A little Solanke tease, apparently. So I don't know how much leg this actually has, but let's entertain it anyways, because it's coming from Outlaw. Chelsea have at least 2 other strikers on their shortlist for this summer. John Duran is attainable. Chelsea's options may include Dominic Solanke, who is reported to have a £65 million release clause in his Bournemouth contract. £65 million for Dominic Solanke. Chris, do you do it? Yes or no?
No. You really thought I'd He's had a hell of a, by the way, he's had a hell of a season with 19 goals and shit like that, but like
that's a howler?
No, why is that a howler?
Hell of a season.
Oh, hell of a season. I heard you say howler of a season.
Yeah, he's had an amazing season, but ask me
anyone else here howler of a season?
No,
I wasn't the only one that had howler of a season.
Marshall, can you ask me about the season before? Can you ask me about the season before about Solanke?
Bro, he's in Bournemouth.
Plus, he's too old for us as well. That motherfucker's 26. He's too old.
God damn, I didn't expect that.
He's older than 26.
Huh?
He's 26.
Let me check.
Yeah,
Dominic Solanke.
I know my facts when I talk about it. He's 26.
You know your facts.
I don't know why.
Chris is on the
I
money.
have the impression he's like 28. I might be wrong.
No, he's 26. Chris is right. Chris is on the money. Rare W for Chris. Rare W for Chris. All right, Chris Cook, man. Why not?
No,
Why do you want
because
him?
you can ask me about the season before that, right? How good was he then? Not very good. The season before that, he
8 goals,
was in
7
championship.
assists. That's not terrible.
8 goals, what, in the league?
In total, all
Oh,
competitions.
in total.
Oh
the
no, I'm
season
reading this
before
wrong.
last?
No, 7 and 7. So 14 GNA the season before the last one, and then this
the
season in all
championship one, right?
competitions. No, the season before this one was last season was the one that just passed. The season
Right.
before last is when they
that was
got
when they got
promoted.
Yeah.
I actually don't
But
think.
damn, in championship, this motherfucker had 30 goals in all competitions.
Yeah,
God
I think it's
damn.
the championship then. That's the championship.
Sheesh.
So
Yeah,
Tammy,
this championship.
Tammy got like 25 goals, I think, in the championship or something. I'm for 65 million. It's a risk. He could be starting to become a really good footballer, you know, getting goals and stuff like that. But it is a risk, and I'm just not a fan of it either. Again, I don't want it. But like I said, if we sell Fofana for 30, 40 million,
because you ain't.
if we sell Fofana
Yeah.
for 40, 30 million, whatever price tag it's going to be, maybe we're going to have to bring another striker in for sure. Because we're not. I don't want Broha. I sell for Broha for anything, packet of chips or something. It don't matter. Yeah, so I would bring in Boher or anyone else at that point. If we sell in,
What is wrong with this guy, man?
If we sell Fofana,
You
then
have
yeah.
such a shitty Broja agenda, but go ahead.
No. Yeah, I do.
Win-win. Just
I have a
win-win
Boher
every time.
agenda, but it's in the right place, man. It's in the right place. I do not rate him.
Average.
If we buy Solanke and he works out next season, he gets like 20 goals or something for Chelsea, then obviously it's 65 million. I won't look at 65 million. It'd be a great deal. But yeah, we have to sell Fofana first. I want us to sell Fofana, and then we can move on to like Solanke or something. I'd rather Solanke over Duran, by the way, because Duran's apparently 45 million. This guy's 65. I'd rather pay 65 for Solanke.
Right, we'll talk about Jonathan Duran. I think he's the next topic, actually. No, he's not actually. We have 2 more, and then we go to him. But Oliver, your thoughts on Dominic Solanke?
I mean, at the moment, it's a one-season wonder. Besides the championship, like he has had for the level he plays at, he's had an average to poor Premier League career, all things considered. He's had a great season, and that's reflected in the current price tag. 65 million. I put 20 million on. I put 20 million on top of that, and I go for 50 Gyökeres. Personally,
That's not a bad show.
I don't think that's unreasonable.
But can't you make the
like,
same argument for Victor Gyökeres? He had a one-season wonder.
He had a better one. He had a better one.
Better one-season wonder.
I like that.
If I have to choose, that's what I'm doing.
No, I
I
hear it.
guess.
But I want us to sell
I didn't
Fofana
expect you to
first.
say
That
that.
has
It
to
took me
go.
off guard.
I
I'm
come
not
prepared,
gonna lie. Fucking shooting from the hip over here, man. Jesus Christ.
I don't know. The market's mid anyway. I could.
Fucking-
I don't know.
I agree.
No
The market is very dry for strikers because
Yeah.
we're not getting
Yeah.
Osimhen, so it's very dry. You know, my number 1 striker, but we're not getting him, so it's just a free fall at this point.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I don't hate the idea of it. I think 65 million is actually a fair price for Solanke. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, I agree with Chris. I'd rather him than Duran because I at least seen him play and I know what he can do.
And it could be about the right age for him to actually hit his peak and start moving.
Yeah,
on,
I'd rather
maybe.
remember Duran too. I agree.
Yeah. So, time will tell with this one.
Plus, we can go against the whole Cobham agenda now because we're buying back our Cobham guy.
Don't we hate that though? Don't we hate having to buy back the Cobham kids?
No, because everyone says they hate Cobham, but we can throw it back in there.
We'll buy Tammy in 2 years' time.
The wrong Cobham guy.
So, hey, Chelsea eye test. I'm in full agreement with
Right,
you.
Joel.
I said it earlier in the stream. I don't get the obsession with hating every single youth signing, especially when it was Endrick and now people are glazing over Endrick. If it was Lamine Yamal, people would have done the same fucking thing, and now people are going crazy over Lamine Yamal's performance yesterday.
Wait.
So,
Marshall, can we talk about Endrick for a minute? I don't see the glazing. I don't know about
I'm
you.
not.
I don't see it.
dude, Did you watch the Brazil-US game that just passed, a friendly?
No, but
I didn't watch it.
Rondinho does not rate the Brazil team, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard about that. Oh my,
So
that's crazy.
you got Glazer's Brazil
crazy,
team
man.
and
Yo,
bro,
Ronaldinho.
he saw the Arsenal fans calling Gabriel O Monstro, and he was like, "Nah, this is
No,
crazy."
yeah, no, that's fucking stupid. I get that, but let me tell you right now, guys. Based off of what I saw in that game, first of all, this kid's talented. This kid is actually fucking talented, and the energy and the I hate this. I'm sorry. I have no better example. All right, I have no better way to say this, but the aura that this kid has. It just gave me flashbacks of when I was at the Red Bull Arena when Santos visited to play Red Bull New York in their opening game. When Neymar was making his name. That's the aura I got. Like, people knew who the hell this guy was. They were cheering him on every time he got the ball. Like, it was like, this guy's the next big thing, like aura. So, and I get it. I see how he plays, and I'm like, holy shit. Like, even my dad who, like, you know, he's always been old school, just like watch the football or whatever, you know, he even said, like, yo, they brought in this 18-year-old. I wasn't watching the game that he saw it in. They brought in this 18-year-old, and wow, like, they have this really good talent. And I was like, is his name Endrick? He's like, yeah, it's him. I was like, Jesus fuck, dude, Endrick's got that aura. So I really I really think Endrick is that guy. I think Endrick is gonna be that guy. So, and plus Real Madrid signed him. Like, Real Madrid don't sign no jokes.
I'll be right. It's probably the fact that I'm basing what I'm saying on Twitter, because on Twitter I see more like articles about the contract with his girlfriend than I see comps of it.
Huh?
Have you not heard about he has a contract?
He has a contract with his girlfriend. Is he John Cena?
Yeah.
I think his girlfriend's older than him or some shit like that. It's a weird situation. I don't know what it is. Like,
if you guys haven't heard about that, you should look it up.
He's 18 years old and he's making contracts with his girlfriend and everything. Like,
yeah,
no,
he wants to plan out his whole life already.
I'm just saying, man. Endrick is that guy.
This guy. I've just seen
Endrick's aura is gonna go down the gutter when Marshall sees him miss an open goal or something in a big moment.
No, I'm
minus 5,000 aura.
Guys, I'm not joking. This guy's the guy. How did we even get on this topic? I forgot what the fuck we were talking about.
I just posed the question because I thought I could.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's 17, Marshall.
Yeah, he's a good player. At 17, he's a good player. Lamine Yamal is 16, and he's fucking doing crazy shit yesterday.
I mean, I still don't regret. I don't regret not paying the money for him. I still think that's absurd. But
well, how much was he?
It was like 70 million.
Oh, fuck that,
bro. When you see him play,
you're
gonna understand.
We got Paez. We got Paez for like 25, 30.
Yeah.
But Paez and Willian, I hope Willian and Paez live up to that fucking expectation. But
Paez is getting.
Endrick's got that aura, dude.
Wait,
I don't know how else to explain it.
Wait, is Paez from Ecuador?
Ecuador.
Yeah. He's like, no, I seen videos of that Paez kid for 20 million.
I'll tell you what,
I'm taking it.
From the people that watch Paez, like they regard him in the same bracket as if not better. That's basically.
I'm just saying.
I
kind of wish we got Endrick. I'm just saying. I know Endrick was a little pricey, but I kind of wish we got him because, bro, this guy is.
Why do you not spend him big?
I think he's a winger, but
I think
shit, dude, he can play strike really well.
I think the Chelsea
he's almost a natural striker.
Be in Armageddon right now. If we paid 60 million.
Do you see him actually?
Good, let them, bro. I want Chelsea fans to suffer.
No,
I have turned a new leaf in my life where I am so sick and tired of these Chelsea fans. I get it now. I understand Scott now. I am Team Scott. I'm gonna get a new kit that says Team Scott. Only my thoughts and my thoughts alone. Fuck the Chelsea fan base. I hope we get every single youth signing possible on this earth and help every single one of them actually kick off or we make profit on them. I hope some of you you never get to see your favorite youth players ever play. I hope he gets sold, and I hope your heart gets broken and crushed to a million pieces because you guys never believed. Fuck y'all.
This fan base deserves to suffer. Add that in.
Wait, what Curry Pirate says here. Trust me, Endrick is him. I've been a Brazil fan as a kid. Paez is not better than Endrick. He's a tier below. So like Endrick is S tier and Paez is A tier. That's what I mean. But like Curry, do you know what I'm saying though? Like, do you know what I'm saying with the whole Neymar like aura? Like when Neymar was popping into the scene and still playing for Santos, like I was asking the same questions, like, who the fuck is Neymar? And then when you see him play and the crowd just goes wild whenever he touches the ball, it's like, yo, this guy's the next big thing. Like, I feel the same exact way about Endrick. So don't be surprised in 4 years from now, Endrick is one of the best players in the world. I could be very possible. Very possible. He gives me Ronaldo, like, he reminds me a lot of Ronaldo, like R9 Ronaldo. Not Cristiano.
We got Mudryk, don't we?
I don't know.
Mudryk
does not.
Maybe
if Mudryk topped his collar. Maybe.
Come on, man. Mudryk has that aura, man. Look how he built his physique and everything for the season.
Yeah, no.
No, he ain't doing it for you.
Nope.
Is it because he came to Chelsea? Or is it because he's Ukrainian? That wasn't a joke, really, but...
Okay, we're moving on to the next topic. All right, Chris. Let's talk about this one. I missed this one. Unfortunately, I was sick. I missed the hype on it. But I'll be honest, my first choice, this one. If we can make this happen, please, please, please. Unfortunately, the links have gone a little cold. I hope it gets re-sparked up. I hope Duran fault doesn't happen, but let's see. Anyways, what am I talking about? For those of you listening and not watching, Julian Alvarez to Chelsea. What is going on with this one? This one came out of left field, and boy, oh boy, would I want this any day of the week. Let's go ahead and discuss. Breaking, the Premier League club who's interested in Julian Alvarez is Chelsea. PSG have also made an inquiry. Gastanduel, the same guys that broke out the, I believe, the Enzo Fernandez story. Gastanduel, Manchester City don't want to sell him. The Argentines forward camp will listen to offers, and if there's something to talk, if there's something, we'll talk to City. Excuse me. And then lastly here, we have Chelsea will make a proposal for Julian Alvarez in the next few days. Chelsea make an offer. Atletico has asked for information from agents and the city. PSG interested in making an offer. Alvarez wants to play. City wants to keep him, and it won't be easy to negotiate. And I get it. I get it why Alvarez wants to move away. He is second fiddle to Erling Haaland. He doesn't get enough playtime. If he does get enough playtime, he's usually being played out of position. Like, I get it. He wants to play a striker. He wants to be the number one in the team. Is he guaranteed number one at Chelsea? Not necessarily, but he has a strong argument to be the number one to take over Nicholas Jackson's position, or a strong argument for Enzo to adapt his style of play to make it be integrating both of them with two strikers, or a striker pairing. Who knows? But listen, I like this. I like this link a lot. I don't know about you guys, but this automatically becomes my number one choice for striker for Chelsea.
He is a better Jackson, by the way. He is a better Jackson. He's great at link up and stuff like that, and he can probably strike the ball better than Jackson. I'm not sure how much he's going to be. If it's around 80 million tops, why is your mouth chopped?
Don't worry about it. You go.
You put me off.
Fuck you.
But I do like Alvarez. Alvarez, out of all the strikers we're linked to, he is the best option we could ask. And if he's around 80, 70 million, we still need to sell players like Fofana. Obviously, I'm on a broken record of that, but hopefully we sell obviously him and move players on like that. And then we get Alvarez in, and he could be definitely a better upgrade than Jackson. Jackson could be backup, or start a two-striker system, or Jackson can play on the left sometimes. It's good for rotation and stuff like that. So I'm a bit like you. I am down for Alvarez. Alvarez is a very talented striker. I think he is a bit maybe slept on because of Erling Haaland, but Telling
Yeah,
me enough. Yeah.
It took me a minute to get the reference, but then the
No,
butterfly give it away.
I don't know. Telling me. Oh, mood wreck, man.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down for Alvarez. I would, if we're actually serious about it, then please go for it and then sell like other players, you know, so we can make room for Alvarez, because Alvarez is a guy to go for. Like you said, this market is very dry, and Alvarez, he's top. He's very high up on my list of who I'd want, and he's like, you know, obviously he's not my number one choice, but he's like, you know, the one below it, I would say, and that's good enough for me still. So Alvarez,
Enzo's twerking to get Alvarez.
Good. Do what Pogba did with Lukaku, you know, with France. Do it. You both Argentinians. Come on, look how good Chelsea is, man. We're starting to get back to European football. We'll go get top 4. Like if Alvarez actually did come to Chelsea, I think we might actually get top 4 as well. I think Alvarez would actually.
Wait, why one over the other? They play 2 different positions, dude. Well, I would get both.
I wouldn't even have Olise, really.
What?
Because we got right wingers. We got right wingers. We don't really need another right winger.
Olise's good though. He's better than Nani.
Oh yeah. He's better than Madueke. He's better than Madueke.
Chris.
What?
Chris, the idea behind Olise would be that A, Madueke could actually be leading this summer. B, Palmer probably gets moved into a central role.
So what does Nkunku play on the left then?
Yeah.
Okay. If it's like that, then yeah. But I'd rather assign Alvarez, because I think that'd be more important.
Well, let's keep on Alvarez, because we'll definitely talk about Olise and all that.
I think I said about Alvarez.
I was going to ask you guys. And then I'm going to go get water real quick. But what is the most that you guys would pay for Julian Alvarez? I'll be right back.
Wait, I actually missed what you said.
That doesn't mean wait until I.
No, yeah. What did you say? Oliver, do you know what he said?
You said how much would you pay? How much would you pay maximum for Alvarez?
Oh, I already said, like, when I said I would happily maximum pay 70 to 80 million. I think Alvarez is going to be worth around that price tag, and I think that's a fair price tag because he's a highly rated player. I think a lot of people want him. I look at where, okay, maybe I shouldn't look at Man United, but Man United paid 74 million for Højlund, and Højlund's just not on Alvarez's level as a footballer, as a striker. He's not on that level, but they paid that much, so I think 80 million is going to be fair for Alvarez, and he's an upgrade to Jackson. He's more talented than Jackson. He's better link up than Jackson. He's better creating than Jackson. He's probably better striking the ball than Jackson as well. So yeah, I think 80 million. I think that's where most people would be at. I would feel.
Well, the problem I have with paying that kind of money first is like Alvarez is like nowhere near proven in Europe as a starting striker. He's never had the chance to be a starting striker, and I don't necessarily want to be the guinea pig club that takes another club's bench striker and tries to make them into a starter. I'm not doubting Alvarez's abilities, but we just haven't seen enough as a starter. Like there's not enough of a sample size as a starter. We see like coming off the bench against tired legs, and he does very well at that. I'm not taking that away from him. He does very well at that, and that's something that you can credit him for.
Alvarez hater.
I'm not a hater. I'm literally.
Wait, what?
I'm being so calm about this. I'm set, Marshall.
Yeah.
Chris just said 80 million. I'm not paying 80 million for Alvarez. Would you?
I think it's worth 70 to 80.
I cap it at 70. Me personally.
And also, Chris, you fraud using Højlund as a.
No, I said I should never use this as a thing, but Man United paid 24 for Højlund.
Fraud, Chris.
No, but
real
Alvarez, we've seen him in the Premier League. He's good in the Premier League.
Fraudulent Chris in the chat.
No, but he's good in the Premier League. Like when he gets his minutes, he's good.
Chris, what I'm saying is he's not started enough, like to have a good sample size as a starting striker. Like,
You're
Well,
right.
JC, let's be realistic though. With the amount of goals that he's gotten off the bench, do you really think 45 or 40 million is going to be what they're going to sell him for? I really doubt
we're
it.
not-
no, but
there's no way
what I'm
how.
saying is, if you're buying him, especially if you're buying him for 70 to 80, you're buying him to start. And
Yeah, he will start.
We don't know what he can do as a starter yet. Like, I am not comparing these players on ability, but Batshuayi was a good bench striker. But you start him, look what happens.
No, but because I seen Alvarez start for City and he does really well. Okay, he's not the main guy, and there's no way in how he's gonna be the main guy when the robot is literally up front. But like, I think if you gave him like enough minutes and stuff like that, you'll get a very good consistent striker. And this is why he wants to move, because he knows he can't beat Haaland, because Haaland is like the best striker in the world, pretty much. So you're not gonna beat that, and it's just nothing on Alvarez. They're not gonna give him that time. It's like with Cole Palmer. He was never gonna get minutes in the City team, so he wanted to move. He wanted a loan first, but they didn't give him that option really, so he wanted to move. And Cole Palmer had no minutes really compared to Alvarez, and look how well he's turned out. And we paid 45 for that.
But
so I think they'd ask a lot more than 45 million. Who's more proven than Cole Palmer, by the way.
But that's the thing. Here's the thing, right?
Of course.
And I'm glad you brought up Cole Palmer. Based off of that, Cole Palmer, who barely saw any minutes for that City team, comes to Chelsea and becomes our best player. And our recruitment team and our scouting department scouted him. If our recruitment team and scouting department think that Julian Alvarez is that guy, based off what we've seen off of Julian Alvarez not being the starter in that team, I genuinely think he can really be the number one like striker in this team. And I'm not saying he's going to be the best player, but he could very definitely be up there. And honestly, like Zinchenko's not a very good example. I mean, you could argue Zinchenko did do really well for Arsenal in the first season, and the second season completely just fumbled. Gabriel Jesus has been a huge impact for Arsenal every time he plays. I feel like these Man City players who aren't necessarily starters for City that end up going to different teams end up being really good players for their respective teams.
I mean,
Alvarez is a hit and miss.
Alvarez is completely clear of Jesus. Let me just make that clear. He is completely clear. Jesus, like, he's good technically, but he stinks. Like in terms
output wise, yeah. Nah,
Alvarez can strike the ball convincingly. Like I've seen that. You know, I'll give him credit.
This is why I think 45. We're not going to get Alvarez for 45 million. So, what is your max price? Realistically, if you could.
I mean, I'll probably top spend 55.
55.
Yeah, he doesn't.
I'd rate him over. I'd rate him over like people like Sesko, and apparently we're valuing maybe at 55. That's why I was saying 70.
But then again, that's me using my own valuing system. Like I hate the market.
I get.
You know, this is very subjective. So
I hate the market too, man. But we get ripped off, man.
Yeah, but when you ask how much I'd pay, you know that I'm answering that, so I'm going to use my own like whatever. But yeah,
I get it.
I don't know, man. I mean, I guess the Palmer one is a very good point because he came from nothing at City. Well, not nothing. No, he wasn't contributing majorly to their first team.
Yeah, he wasn't a big part of the team.
He barely got any minutes.
Alvarez has had far greater contributions to the City first team than Palmer.
And he's impacted. He's a good player. I mean, at least you can say that. You can identify that he is a good player.
I like Alvarez. I don't want this to be like. I don't want what I'm saying to be people think I don't like him.
I don't. Yeah.
I do like him. I just hate being like the guinea pig club. Oh, we need to save this. No, I'm not saying he's. This isn't what I'm saying about Alvarez.
It's too late, Oliver, man. It's too late. We are the guinea pig club.
Not in that way though. Like you know how like Arsenal are a bit like this, except they've had success with it. Like they take like these failed wonder kids like Odegaard and Havertz, and they try and do something with them. I don't want to be that.
You don't rate Odegaard?
Or like this guy was a bench player here, but he's going to come here and be our starter. I don't want to be that testing ground. That's just me personally. But hey, listen, I'm not a scout. If the scouts think differently, then they're going to buy him anyway. It doesn't matter what my opinion is. So we'll see how it goes. And if it's good, then I'll praise it.
Do you want to say something, Chris, or are you ready to move on to some breaking news?
I'm pretty much all I said about Alvarez. I would, because I'm looking at all the strikers we're linked to, and it's pretty scary when you're seeing Solanke and stuff like that. I'm scared of getting Solanke and not working out for 65 million.
Is it because he wears the mask when he celebrates? Is that why you're scared of Solanke?
No, I love masks. But no, like no, I would rather go for Alvarez for 70 to 80 million instead of just buying Solanke for 65 million. I'm looking at all the other strikers where we might get, and I look at Alvarez. Alvarez is the one who's clear out of all of them, I think. So, yeah, that's where I'm out of it.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so Alvarez links have gone cold, but he is my number one choice. Let's see what happens with Duran. I think they're focused on that. We will talk about Duran after two things. You guys smash up the like buttons if you haven't done so already. We're almost at 60 likes. I'm trying to get to 100 by the end of today's stream. So all 82 of you that are watching on YouTube right now, smash up the likes. Hopefully we can get a little closer to that goal. And if you're over on Twitter, come on over to YouTube and smash some likes yourself as well. Okay. Before we go on to, Duran, we got some breaking news. And this is why my jaw dropped, because it's actually some pretty crazy coinkydink that we were just mentioning this. Oh, wow. Great timing. Hey, Will, how we doing?
He's drunk. Send him away.
Oh, I'm not drunk, actually.
It's coming home. You're drunk.
I don't drink, Chris.
Yeah, you're right. He said it's coming home.
Yeah, I know that shit straight away. And he came back from a pub watching England. He's drunk.
I'm really not drunk. I don't drink, Chris. I promise you.
You straight edge, huh?
Well, you're going to drink after this one, if it does happen. Breaking news. Kvaratskhelia wants out of Napoli. Now, normally I'd be like, okay, this is no big fucking deal. But Fabrizio Romano is mentioning Chelsea for whatever reason. Let's see. Chelsea scouts have been in attendance several times to watch Kvaratskhelia, but they are mentioning Champions League and Chelsea are not in it, according to Fabrizio Romano. Hey, listen, they were mentioning Champions League for a certain Michael Olise, and we are very, very close to getting that deal done. We'll talk about that very soon. But Kvaratskhelia, guys, he's going to be expensive, but I think he's going to be somewhat worth it, depending on how expensive. 80 mil. 80 mil for Kvaratskhelia left wing. What do you guys think?
We'll throw him a Mudryk as well.
God damn. That was
I really like
it. The fact that you were so quick to do that is insane. Yeah, throw Mudryk. It's like, dude, what the fuck, poor Mudryk? What do you do to you?
No, I don't actually hate Mudryk, but I actually want him. Like, I obviously want Liao over him, but I don't think we're gonna get Liao. But he's my second choice for left winger. He's a very talented winger, by the way. He can create really well. His movement's great. His on the ball is amazing. I feel like he's a winger who can do a lot of stuff, and he's quite young still, right? 23.
Yeah, he's young.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a young player. He's had obviously that unreal season, and he's obviously not topped that season or done as good as that season, and now people are a little bit put off, but like I think that's expected sometimes. The players don't always do that good. If he's doing that good every season, he'd be like literally like the next like type of level, like Mbappe, Ronaldo, Messi player. I think if he kept doing it like that. But he's a great player. For 80 million, I would love to bring this guy in, but we're not gonna get him this season, right? Because of Champions League.
Why are you guys in the chat so convinced he's going to go to PSG? Have there been links to PSG?
Slight links, yeah.
Well, in all fairness, they lost Mbappe. It does make sense.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, like Kvaratskhelia, I don't know how you say his name, but
Kvaratskhelia.
Kvaratskhelia. Yeah, like that's a weird.
You're better
name.
off just saying.
I really like the player, but I can't say his name for shit. But yeah, I really want this player. I've been wanting him for like a couple of seasons now, but we're not gonna get him this season, right? Because we've got no Champions League. So that's for next season, I guess. So there's only so much I can talk about. At least we get to see another season of him, maybe obviously at Napoli if he stays there, hopefully, and see what he does, and then we go from if we get Champions League football, hopefully. So yeah, it's one of them.
Well,
He wants to
don't get the
leave that.
comments. I,
Sorry?
I don't get the comments of get Musiala when Musiala doesn't even want to leave Bayern Munich, and there's
Yeah, he
literally
ain't going.
there's only like one team that could probably get him, and that's Man City. So,
Well, I think the argument is that if you're going to be paying 80 mil for for Kvaratskhelia, just go for Musiala.
But we just know that's not how football is just not as easy as that though. Sadly,
Musiala cost more though.
yeah, Musiala would also probably have to be on higher wages as well. So, yeah, I don't really care about people saying he's not been as good this year because I've watched a fair bit of Napoli and I think he's still been probably their best player. So, when I've seen him and Napoli have struggled to break down teams, he's normally the one that comes up with something, whether that's like a moment of brilliance from a shot or being more creative and like drawing players out with dribbles. I think technically he's the best player in Napoli, one of the best in the Italian league. Yeah, definitely take him. He's got a lot of potential. I think he can be a special footballer. But yeah, he is expensive. And he should be, realistically, ambitious to be wanting to play in the Champions League. So, yeah, I think he'd be a great fit for the team. But I don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know if he wants to join us. We'll just have to see, won't we? But would be very happy.
Fair enough. I mean, Oliver, what about... I mean, for the price, though, Will, 80 mil, do you think that's worth it?
If it's over a 7-year deal, yes.
Fair enough.
I don't. Again, there is a lot of potential there. If we have to pay over 80 million, then maybe not. But I see other players in the chat that are being wanted, like Leao. Leao's been arguably worse than Kvaratskhelia this year. So I don't really get the double standards between them.
Yeah,
ask Chris, man.
No, I actually agree with that. Like, they've both been in the same boat this season.
But Chris wants both, so he's consistent with it. So.
I really rate both Marshall. I wanted Leao before Kvaratskhelia because I knew about Leao more, but I'm completely open to Kvaratskhelia as well.
He's not a primary goal scorer though.
No, I don't mind that, by the way.
Yeah,
wingers shouldn't be just primary goal scorers anyway.
Yeah,
look at Eden Hazard.
People can criticise his goal scoring. That's fine, but especially in Napoli, that shouldn't be his job when you have Osimhen.
Exactly.
So.
Okay, Oliver, your thoughts?
I like Kvaratskhelia.
Maradona? Do you go for him? Yep.
I mean, I need to have a look at more of the left wing options personally. I've been really laxed when it comes to looking at who we could get a left wing. I've not watched a single minute of like for example Nico Williams. I've just not watched a single minute, so I need to do more research on the available options. But I'm a fan of Kvaratskhelia. And listen, I know I made fun of Chris earlier for doing this for Hoyland, but hey, we paid 60 million for Mudryk, so what, 20 million more for Kvaratskhelia? Why not?
Let's throw in Mudryk. Let's throw in Mudryk and see what happens. Let's see what sticks.
No, it's not gonna happen.
Why not? Let's throw in Madueke.
Actually, I wouldn't mind it.
Let's throw in Madueke with it as well. Let's see.
Oh, damn.
They can have both the fingers. Yeah, they can have Madueke. Buy one, get one free.
No. That would not be worth it, in my opinion, because I think you can get more.
Oh, what about 16 million and plus Mudryk and Madueke? Oh, that'd be brilliant.
What? So, Chris, give them 2 wingers worth 30 million plus each, and give that would literally take the deal in value to 120 million.
I mean, we gotta try to win the deal. Like we're scamming them, really, aren't we?
You can get more money for Madueke if you sell him. I think.
You reckon? I don't think you get more than that deal was worth.
More than that deal's worth. Are you telling me that if he's worth 80, are you telling me that Madueke's worth 10 million?
Well, I don't know how much, because Kvaratskhelia could be worth 100, right? I don't know if he's actually worth 80 million dead on. It could be like 100. It could go around that price. That's why I'm looking at it. So, I just want to throw him out the club, really. Madueke and
Jesus Christ, yeah, you could tell. You just hate him.
I'd be lucky.
I'm kind of done with Mudryk at this point. I'm kind of done. It's not really on Mudryk's fault. It's kind of our fault. we signed him. So, and we didn't really know what we was getting into with Mudryk. Talent ain't enough of that guy, but I feel like it should be.
But yeah, I guess overall the consensus is we want him, but I don't think we're gonna get him.
Probably not this season anyway.
We'll see. Time will tell. This
I
is
wonder who does
hot
that,
and
like-
fresh off the oven.
Who's linked to?
Apparently PSG. I wouldn't be
makes sense.
surprised if there's other Italian teams that would
Okay.
want him. Maybe like I don't know, maybe like Inter.
I can't lie, guys.
Inter ain't gonna afford that. You kidding me? They're broke.
Oliver
Inter don't play with wingers.
Oliver brought up Williams.
What?
But for Williams' release clause, I'd probably
Not
prefer
wrong.
Williams.
Wait, Nico
Okay.
Williams? You say?
Yeah, probably.
Hmm.
Just
The
because.
problem with him though is the wages.
Yeah, that is an issue.
Like
Wait, he
like
has a lot of wages.
Bilbao.
Yeah, because that's
Yeah,
how Bilbao
he's
run.
on like 180k.
Yeah.
Bilbao put
Nico
all their
Williams-
money into wages because their recruitment strategy. You know, they don't spend. a
How
lot on
much?
transfer
How
fees.
much does this release cost?
50?
It's not the worst, but yeah, he
Chris,
can't
do
be
you,
on 200K.
Chris, do you know about Bilbao's transfer strategy?
No,
Or
I
their
actually don't.
recruitment? No, they only have players. All their players are from the Basque region of like Spain. So they are a very specific recruitment model. So they basically put all their funds into giving their players big wages so they can basically keep the Basque players.
It's a bit weird.
I mean,
It works for them.
it's weird,
Whatever.
but that's the way they do it. Can't say much more than that.
Any final thoughts on Kvaratskhelia before we move on to the meats and potatoes of this stream today, ladies and gents?
I'm
Really?
pretty good with him because I don't know we're getting him this season. So there's
Wait,
not
wait.
much
Chris,
really
actually,
about
no, Chris, you've missed the obvious one. Lukaku swap.
that. Lukaku, what?
Yeah, what are you doing, Chris?
You missed the.
Wait.
Yeah. Send Lukaku
Oh.
to Napoli. We
Oh,
get
no.
Kvaratskhelia.
I forgot about Lukaku. I forgot about Lukaku.
Duh.
Yeah, I'd throw Lukaku in there. First,
Yeah, why not?
He'd
So
be the
yeah,
first
give us
player in line.
Kvaratskhelia. We'll pay you whatever 50 mil, and you take Lukaku.
Oh, but then again, like we don't
wait.
want to do that.
Why?
The club don't want to do it.
Club don't want to do what?
The club
Pay-
want the fee.
Well, if you add, I don't know, 60 to like 37 million, like it's around the same price. So
No, but the thing is because we've been talking about like in the past, we've been talking about the Lukaku and Osimhen swap, and it wasn't the only reason it fell apart was because we didn't end up going for Osimhen. The other reason was we want the flat like 36 million for Lukaku or nothing.
we might not get that. Like all nothing. Like it's gonna be like another loan where the prices just go lower. If we can say we can get Achi Kvaratskhelia and get rid of Lukaku, that is a win-win situation. Like paying 60 million with Lukaku, even
I'm not
70 million with Lukaku, win-win.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but that's the way the club are
The
doing it.
ownership is really dumb if they like actually like think that's a bad deal. That's a
I
very
can't
good
lie,
deal.
guys.
You want to get
You
rid of
know
him.
I hear about like swap deals all the time, but they never really.
Yeah.
That's the thing as well. They never happen.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Even the Duran.
it's like FIFA.
I don't know. Sorry, I've been out. I don't know if you've covered Duran yet, but
Not yet, but if you want to talk about them, you can
It's
wait
like a
and have me
volcano. I swear,
transition.
Duran's like a
I'll
volcano
save
ready to
it for
give
them.
up,
I'll
man.
save it for them. That's fine.
Okay.
The amount of times we
Alright.
mentioned Duran, man, it's like a volcano.
What do you wait?
What do you mean by that?
No,
Bro, we're like edging the stream about Duran.
What?
Like, what do you like,
Not like
do
that.
you mean, man? Like a volcano ready to erupt. Like, what do you mean by erupt, man? Like,
it's just something's ready to explode with this news.
Oh my god, you didn't help yourself.
I'm talking. All right, let's go into the next piece of news. Smash up the likes. 90 of you watching on YouTube. If you're over on Twitter, go on over to YouTube, smash the likes. We are almost at 70 likes. Go ahead and get us to 70 likes, ladies and gents. As you can tell, I am really trying to get to 100 by the end of the stream. Conor Gallagher for John Duran? Huh? Maybe? Who knows? Let's talk about it. Because I know, but also I need something to get garner people's attention. So let's get into the beginning of it. There's a lot to cover here. So let me try to get to the John Duran part of this thing first, and then we'll move to the Conor Gallagher portion of all this. Okay, first things first, we have here the breakout story. Matt Law, about a few days ago, saying Chelsea have rekindled their interest in Aston Villa striker John Duran. Then we continue on. John Duran is again among the candidates for Chelsea to strengthen their front line this summer, according to David Ornstein. Aston Villa would listen to offers for John Duran, and selling him to Chelsea would boost their own hopes of trying to sign Conor Gallagher, according to Matt Law. We have here then also Aston Villa are expected to demand £40 million for John Duran if Chelsea formalize their interest in the Colombian striker. Then we have here Aston Villa manager Unai Emery has been forced to agree to selling John Duran because of PSR, whose potential is rated as being sky high in the club. That might be a little over the top, but we'll see. So yes, Unai Emery is being forced to sell him because of FFP, PSR, whatever you want to call it. And we have here, Aston Villa could boost their chances of reaching an agreement with Chelsea for Conor Gallagher by including John Duran as part of the deal. Chelsea have been monitoring Colombian strikers since January, according to Jacob Steinberg. Anything else you have down here? Nope. Chelsea want to bring the new striker as soon as possible. This is the priority as they don't want to do it at the end of the window. Talks are ongoing to find a solution with Aston Villa over John Duran. He's favorite player for the striker position. Breaking. It is believed that a deal between Chelsea and Aston Villa for John Duran, which could be worth up to £40 million, is broadly agreed, but there is still hurdles to overcome, according to Matt Law. So, Chris, get ready because it seems like it's agreed on a fee, and you're going to have to hold that, unfortunately. Then we have here, sources close to Villa believe Conor Gallagher is unlikely to agree being part of the swap deal, according to The Guardian. There have been talks between Chelsea and Aston Villa over John Duran being included as part of a deal for Conor Gallagher. Then we have here also, Chelsea have been given permission to discuss personal terms with Aston Villa's John Duran, according to Matt Law. And then we have here, Chelsea are unsure over whether to press ahead with a move for John Duran, despite being given permission to discuss personal terms with Aston Villa striker. All right, Chris, never mind. You don't have to hold it anymore. Then we have here, John Duran's wage demands are another potential obstacle. Chelsea have been trying to cut their wage bill and have adopted a policy of handling out long and heavily incentivized contracts. There remains a good chance that deal will go through. And I think this is the last one here. Chelsea would want to put Duran on an incentivized contract rather than putting him straight on big wages, and they also want to be sure over his character. A deal between the two clubs is broadly agreed, according to the Telegraph. Well, there you go, ladies and gents. John Duran looks like it's very close, but we're still stumbling over the certain finer details like his character, the wages he's going to want, and if Gallagher's going to even be involved in this deal, because I believe it has been made clear that Aston Villa want a player out of this. So that being said, what are we thinking so far? And you know what? I'll put my 2 cents in this, right? I know everyone's going crazy about John Duran. 40 million price tag, I get, is a little steep. I wouldn't want to pay more than 30 for this guy. But at the same time, like I said, has the scouting department really struck out with this guy? Not really. And he made quite a memorable performance, or quite a memorable cameo against Liverpool in the later half of the season, where he scored a brace against them. This guy knows how to finish. That's for certain. And we were scouting him way before anyone knew about him, and now there's going to be a few teams that are going to want to go after him. I have no doubts that this guy will actually be a good player at some point. He's just not that guy now. But I mean, I guess we'll start with you, man.
I don't really know. I don't really have any massive opinions on the sign. He wouldn't be who I'd go for. It's a bit expensive for someone who's probably going to be a backup. But if the club really like him and they've been tracking him for a while and they believe he's good enough, then I'll have to see. From what I've seen, he looks like a decent goal scorer. He seems to probably strike a ball better than Jackson. But yeah, it doesn't quite make sense to me that we're spending this much for just competition. which might sound a bit hypocritical considering we're going for players like Olise, who's also a lot of money for competition for Parma or start. But he wouldn't be my number one choice at all. Seems a little
Vic
bit
saying right here, I don't know where you got this from, Vic. I don't know if it's Fabrizio or whatever, but Chelsea decision on Duran expected soon. Whether they want to push with swap deal, player included in deal for Duran, or move on to a different target.
I'll be real. If that's
and
true,
he did say, what if 30 million plus add-ons?
If that is true, and they're actually kind of thinking about this, that says to me that they might not go for him.
Yeah, I could see that.
Obviously, that's just like what I infer from what has been said by him. I think if the board were that confident on the deal, I think they would have got him or would have agreed. Because broadly agreed, it's a bit of a lazy thing to say from the journalists. They're kind of covering their back, I think.
Yeah, I could see that. Chris, Oliver, what do you guys think? That's from POAS via Fabrizio. Okay, Fabrizio, got it. Chris, Oliver, what are your thoughts on... Well, I guess make it more clear, Chris or Oliver, your thoughts on John Duran. Are you for this, against this?
I'm thinking run away from this. We don't need this when there's other options out there. I don't want
Who?
I'd rather Slanky over this guy for stars, and I'd rather Alvarez though. I'd rather Sesko, I'd rather Martinez. I'm gonna mention like 1,000 times before we don't get him. But there's many other players I'd just rather over this guy. Gilchrist, I'd rather that. There's a lot more strikers. I don't know enough about this guy. That is true because like he doesn't really play, right? He's played what? Probably no.
He's come off the bench a few times for Villa this season.
So it's hard to tell, but for 45, it's too much money. 30 million, I can say, you know what? It's 30 million. What's 30 million? But 45 is just pushing it, I think. Even Aston Villa know they're pushing it. He's not worth 45 million. There's no way. I'd swap a straight deal for Gallagher though. I think that's
you know why they're valuing him at 40. It's because they need to. Well, not even that. It's because they need to get themselves clear of PSR.
Well, that's their problem. That ain't our problem.
I'm massively against getting rid of Gallagher for him. I can't lie.
I wouldn't even do that. Well, I'm just saying, like, maybe that's fair, but...
Well, before we get on the Gallagher portion of this, I would like to hear Oliver's thoughts on Duran.
Like, there's definitely potential there. He's got a very powerful shot on him. But I think a lot of people are hyper fixating on, he's got a great shot power, he's got a great strike. Like, I don't know... I haven't really watched him, so it's quite hard for me to really properly talk about it. But like, I think people are hyper fixating on the shot power, and if that's this might just be Twitter being Twitter and like hyper fixating. But if that's the only thing that you can praise from a player, or from a striker, then I don't really think there's a lot there. And in terms of him as a player, I would only pay like 25, 30 tops. I think 40 million is outrageous, personally.
What if it's 30 plus add-ons?
If we win the Premier League, 40 million.
No,
Yeah.
no, you know what? No, I'm not even doing the 30 million plus add-ons.
Wow.
Yeah, even I gave
It's
benefit
they have some comments here that are posing some pretty good arguments. I have Chelsea Eye Test here saying the idea is to get Duran. The idea is to get Duran makes so much sense to me. He's not expensive, huge potential, great physicality, and can allow Jackson to be number one while applying pressure. 100 million is crazy for Enzo, so value for money has long since gone out the window. Peter Pan saying here, you want Alvarez because he is more expensive than Duran. Wake up, Chelsea fans. He also did say this earlier. Why wait Duran value to get to 100 million when you can get him now? I mean, there's some fans that really believe in his potential.
I think Alvarez is a better player. I think he's right now double the player, so that's why you pay double the money, in my opinion. Plus, he's at a rival. I'm not saying Duran can't be good, but and I'm not also one person that doesn't like signing unproven players. I really wanted Cole Palmer when we were thinking of guys like Ferran Torres or whoever who are more experienced. But yeah, from what I've seen of him, he looks quite limited, to be honest. And you're paying 40 million for someone that I don't know. I don't see anything special personally, but it is what it is. It doesn't work.
Well,
we'll have to
let's
get another
actually
player.
let's get into the Conor Gallagher side of things, okay? So let's read into this now. Aston Villa have held preliminary talks with Chelsea about a move to sign Conor Gallagher, according to David Ornstein. Then we also have here that Aston Villa are also in contact with Gallagher's camp as they explore a potential deal following the 24-year-old's excellent form last season. Unai Emery is desperate to sign Conor Gallagher, who is expected to cost at least £50 million. Cha-ching. Let's go. And is looking to move quickly in an attempt to land one of his key targets. Emery loves Gallagher's energy and is determined to convince him to join his side. Is there more down here? No. Okay, and we have here, Tottenham are also expected to push for Conor Gallagher. Spurs also face competition from Villa for Gallagher, who has 1 year left on his contract at Chelsea. Chelsea sold Mason Mount in a deal worth an initial £55 million, rising $60 million. Last summer, Chelsea will seek a similar fee for Conor Gallagher this summer, as they should, because Gallagher actually had a good season. Anyways, why Gallagher contract has been run down. Chelsea sporting leadership and owner have not been convinced he should be integral for long-term midfield plans, according to Liam Toomey. Then Jacob Steinberg's here reporting, Conor Gallagher is prepared to stay at Chelsea if the conditions for a move do not meet his requirement, raising the prospect of the midfield leaving his boyhood club on a free transfer next summer. And we have here, and this is the little bit of a plot twist, if you want to say it, and we will see what happens. Like, this could be true, this could be not true. The Guardian reported one thing right earlier about the whole Olise thing, which we'll get to, but also now this. So Chelsea are considering a shift in their position over selling Conor Gallagher and could make a concerted effort to agree a new deal with midfielder. There has been a change in the noise around Conor Gallagher's situation. The possibility of a reversal has been strengthened by unexpected predictions from within Chelsea. Chelsea are open to securing his future if there is a resumption of talks over contract extension. Then we have here from Fabrizio, Conor Gallagher on potential exit from Chelsea. And this is Conor Gallagher saying, full focus on the Euros. I couldn't be happier with the position I'm in. It was sad to see Pochettino go. He's done so much for me. But I'm really excited for the new manager coming in and working with him. Pretty much, without saying it, he's pretty much said, I'm staying at Chelsea, bitches. So, and then we have Fabrizio. I'm not fucking leaving. And then Fabrizio Romano with the final part here that I was going to say. The feeling is that other players need to be involved in the potential John Duran deal to get it done. Gallagher is not involved in this deal and is focusing on the Euros, according to Fabrizio Romano. Okay, so it's safe to say very unlikely that Gallagher is part of this quote-unquote swap deal. But you know what, guys? As I was reading that, I kind of think I wouldn't be surprised, since we don't have one person that calls the shots when it comes to recruitment, right? And you know, buying and selling a player. I think we have a whole board, and it's a vote. I wouldn't be surprised if some of these people over the course of this season changed their tune on Gallagher and now flip-flopped and want to say, you know what? Conor Gallagher might be all right. What do you guys think?
I was going to say with Conor Gallagher, by the way, if we can sell him 45 million, great. I don't mind it. It's a good price for Gallagher, and that's a fair price. But Gallagher wasn't bad at Chelsea this season. He wasn't our worst player. He wasn't definitely. He's like more like top 7, top 5, top 7. I would say.
Top 7 is such a random number. But okay.
Maybe top 5. I don't know. Like I'm trying to think about the players. Like, but he's been quite consistent what he does what he does best anyway. And as a player who could be rotation and backup and start in games like Carabao Cup, Conference League, he's not a bad player to have that. He's a good squad player, and I wouldn't mind keeping that. And he can still improve as a player. He's what, 24?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he can still improve as a player still, by the way. We just saw Solanke have his best ever season, and he's 26 years old. So
yeah,
Gallagher can still improve as a player. I don't mind that. If he signs the contract, I'm actually content with that. I'm fine with it. It's all cool. I actually kind of rate him as a player. Like, I don't rate him like, as a top class player or player that help us win the Premier League or stuff like that. I rate him as a squad player. So yeah, I'm down for it. I'm down for him actually staying, surprisingly.
Wow. Well, what about the rest of you guys?
I don't really care. Like, I'm kind of indifferent. I'm kind of indifferent on it. Like, I wouldn't mind getting the money for him, but at the same time, he has a place. It's just like, it's a matter of do I agree with what other people think that role and that place for him and what is. I don't want him to be a starter. I don't want him to be a starter, and it's clear that to some level that the sporting infrastructure in the club, they agree. They don't want him to be an integral part of a squad, but they're going one step further and being like, okay, well, if you're not integral, then just sell him. But I'm not campaigning for that. I just don't really care. I'm not going to cry if he goes. I'm not going to cry if he stays. But he has to be used right. Otherwise, that's when I'm going to get angry.
Do you believe the article that states that there are certain heads in the board that are now in favor of keeping Gallagher?
I
Maybe.
don't know.
Maybe because it's quite difficult to get rid of him, potentially. If they can find other ways to sell other players, potentially, that could be the case.
Yeah.
I don't think they've ever wanted to sell him because of on the pitch reasons. I think it's just out of all the academy players, him and Chalobah seem to be the ones that they value the least. So,
I mean, based off of last season, I get it. But the season that based off of the season before this one, okay? Because now I got to get used to saying that. Based off of the season prior to this one that just passed, he wasn't good. And I think most of us thought he should leave. But I think he had us turn our heads quite a bit this season in regards to how effective he is in some games, not all games. Joe, I believe this. They are extending to hold his value potentially, but that's the thing. I don't know. It's one of those, like, I kind of agree with Oliver. I'm kind of right down the middle. Like, I could, I won't be devastated if he leaves, but at the same time, I'm not in a rush to sell him because I think he does have a place. I don't think he did the bare minimum. I think that's just a little disingenuous. Mason Mount last season, the season prior to this one, did the bare minimum. Conor Gallagher actually strutted his stuff. Like, he had some pretty effective games where, by his pressing, by his aggressiveness and it reading of interceptions and some tackling high up the pitch did create some chances for us. I just don't think he's a number 10. He's a number 10 in the Pochettino style of play, the fucking chaotic rock and roll shit. But in a possession-based team, I don't think he's good. But he has his uses. So for me, it's okay, fair enough. For me, I think he has a use, and I think if he goes, if he stays, it's all the same for me. I'm not gonna lose sleep if he goes. We'll collect 50 mil out of that, which is fantastic considering I was saying, I was saying 80, 70, but there's only 1 year left on his contract, so I don't think it's gonna happen. But yeah, for me, if it means, well, how about this? If we send, well, it's not gonna happen now, right? But in a hypothetical world, would you guys have sent Gallagher over to Villa and we get John Duran?
Nah, don't
That's
do that.
not worth it.
I wouldn't do it, no, because I don't rate Duran.
Look at you, Connor lovers.
It should be. If you want to
if
do
I
that,
had to be a Connor lover or a Duran lover, I'm being a Connor lover.
If you want to do that deal, it would have to be Duran plus cash.
Hello?
Okay, I could see that.
I don't know.
I can see that.
Duran is just not proven on any level. Gallagher is actually kind of an experienced player. He's been playing senior football for ages.
Since Crystal Palace, in the Premier League, realistically.
Mhm.
A year
Well,
before
no,
that.
in the Premier League since West Brom.
Yeah, he's been playing
Ah.
senior football now for 5 years. So
Yeah, that's a fair point.
He's
How
got a
much of
decent amount
Duran you
behind
seen,
him.
Adam?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want Duran. Like, we've seen nothing from Duran because he barely gets minutes at Aston Villa because he's not good enough to start for Aston Villa. Yeah, because he's young. He's like 20 years old.
be
he's got
fair,
potential,
Adam.
but
You know
too
what?
much money for potential.
That comment of Duran slaps the hell out of the ball. Just tell Gallagher and go and get the new.
Gallagher slaps the hell out of grass when he runs, man. He runs up and down.
Slaps the hell out of the grass.
Yeah, it doesn't really make much sense, but he runs like hell, man. Like, I can do the same, man. He slaps the hell out of the ball. I'm sure Gallagher slaps the hell out of that ball too, man. He's got a bit of a
But-
power shot too.
By the way, this point about what Adam's saying here, this is exactly what I meant. This point that Adam's making, this is exactly what I was trying to say earlier about people hyper fixating on his shot power. What else?
Hmm.
Has he got good placement? You know, these are questions I'm asking because I don't know, but like, I just see too much about the shot power. That's one attribute.
Yeah, but what the comment of what Adam's saying as well with Duran does exactly what Jackson lacks. Duran can't do what Jackson does, and Jackson still finds himself in positions to score goals. So I
That's
don't know.
very true. That's very true.
By the way, I was looking at Duran's transfer marks just to
Mhm.
find out some things about him, and like this is very surface level. You know, watching him would be much better. He only scored 8 goals for Chicago Fire
Oh, he played for Chicago Fire. I didn't even
in
know
an
that.
MLS team.
Oh, damn.
He was
So
19.
make of that what you will.
Oh, bring me Sesko, man.
Wait, I don't know.
I know he's
Hmm.
staying, and dream's over, but it is what it is.
Right. I was gonna mention something about Duran too, but I can't remember now. That is what it is.
Was it
but-
about shot power? We haven't mentioned that.
No. I it's just I thought I saw something here. I don't even know. It is what it is, but I think time will tell. I have a feeling they're not going to actually sign Duran. But then again, we just read the links, and apparently Villa want a player, and I believe there is a player that could potentially go in that direction. That is not Conor Gallagher.
We can give him Broha.
That they don't want Broja, but anyways.
No one wants Broha.
Wait, let me tell you a player that they do want, and now you guys tell me if you would do this, right?
Probably not.
Probably not. I actually kind of wouldn't do it either, but let's talk about it, okay?
Oh.
Ian Maatsen's release.
Fuck
clause.
no.
Oh,
God damn.
God, Chris is about to have a heart attack, Marshall.
I mean, if they
God
pay the release
damn.
clause, what can we do?
I would be close to calling them the R word if they did that. I'm not gonna say.
Chris,
I'm not gonna say
the
I'm
R
partial
word,
to-
man. Relax. Come on.
No,
You know, it's
would
bad
be,
if Chris says the R word.
Yeah. No, but like, it'd be the most stupid fucking idea.
Well, let me
bitch.
read. Let me read.
Because
Real
he's worth
quick,
30.
okay?
That's what I mean. He's worth 35 million. And you tell me Duran's worth 45. It's get out of here, man. With that.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say now. Chris, you were saying he's not good enough to get us to Aston Villa. Well,
What?
Duran.
Well,
Yeah,
he doesn't really
because
start, no.
Ollie Watkins is a starter. That's why, and he's really good.
Yeah, I know he's really good, but he never
Yeah.
starts.
Just
not
like
like,
that's
look,
like
yeah,
the
play
reason,
with him,
like you said that like Alvarez isn't good. He doesn't even get into
Yeah,
Man
but
City
that's
starting.
Haaland,
That's
man.
because Erling
Haaland's
Haaland's in front of
He's the
him.
best striker in the world, man.
Yeah, well, Ollie Watkins not the best striker in the world, but he's one of the best in the Premier League.
Yeah, this
So,
season, yeah, he was.
Let's keep going here. Ian Maatsen, okay. Borussia Dortmund want to sign left back Ian Maatsen, but are currently unwilling to meet Chelsea's £35 million valuation, which has opened the door to interest from the Premier League. And that's the thing, Dortmund. Are you really interested in signing Ian Maatsen? Then pay the goddamn release clause. Why doesn't anyone want to pay a release clause? It's in the fucking contract for a reason. Pay the goddamn release clause.
It's not even a high release clause.
No, it's not. Fucking god damn it. So anyways, Aston Villa have inquired about Ian Maatsen. Villa will only sign players for Chelsea this summer if Duran completes a move to Stamford Bridge. So the only way Villa does is if they sell Duran.
Looks like they're not getting Maatsen then.
So wait,
Let's have it right.
Okay.
so wait, they want money and have Maatsen off us, right?
They won't strike a deal with us unless we buy Duran off of them.
Oh, let's boycott Aston Villa, man. Let's stay away.
God damn.
I don't want to do any business.
Let's go backstage
They're
then.
trying
Yeah?
to sell
We'll
us
go
our like
backstage.
wonder kid, you know. They're
Go
trying to sell
backstage
us
with Aston Villa, man. God damn.
amazing striker who did really well in MLS. What Oliver said. Nah, like Maatsen's worth a lot more than Duran. Duran's worth 20 million.
Hang on a minute. We're saying boycott Aston Villa like Carney isn't the only player like we bought from in a fair while.
I mean, 15 million.
That's
I
about
wouldn't
it,
argue that.
right?
Yeah, but we're in talks
Why
with
am I getting
Duran,
called proper Chelsea
Gallagher.
again? What the fuck?
Hey,
What?
man, Chris ain't proper Chelsea, man.
Chris is so proper Chelsea.
Chris is proper Chelsea.
Nah,
What? 'Cause I'm defending Maatsen. Maatsen's
Nah.
a
Chris,
good player.
no, because you want a proven striker.
that doesn't
Ah.
mean I don't know.
Means I got standards.
Chris only wants proven players. He's from the old regime. He's proper
To be
Chelsea.
fair, I have got an English flag in my thing. I think I might be the most proper Chelsea one here.
Yeah, I got Welsh. I'm the coolest.
Yeah, hold that, Chris. You ain't in the Euros. Hold
Oh
that.
wow.
Yeah, hold
I
that.
call a
Bet
flag.
you love it. Bet you love that.
I didn't hear it.
Oh.
Chris, you're not in the Euros. That's the point.
Yeah, well. We can't all be America, right? And just pay our way into a competition.
What do you mean? How did
guys
I
hate
get
you.
strays?
Because
Marshall's
American.
Yeah, but Marshall's got Peru in that tournament as well.
Yeah, but I'm talking about America, man.
Peru gets invited to those tournaments all the time.
No, I'm talking
Or
about
not Peru,
you go
USA.
support America, what a
United
time.
States is in Copa America almost every year.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Are they not,
What?
Marshall? Oh, wow. I actually didn't know that.
Copa
I just-
America was in the USA was in Copa America last year.
Where the fuck do they
I don't
play?
remember them being in it.
They invite clubs.
Where did
There was-
America
there
finish
was
in
a
Copa America
year-
last time?
I don't know, but there
Group
was a
stage?
year. There was a year where Japan was in Copa America. They invite countries to Copa America. It's not
That's-
uncommon.
That's kind of made me not respect Copa America as much. Can't lie.
Bro, you guys have Slovenia and Albania in the Euros. Let's not act like you're any better, okay?
We have
Like,
Turkey
what are we
also
doing
in
here?
our
Like,
competition.
what are we actually doing here?
Yeah, fair enough.
Can we talk about Ian Maatsen though? What about you guys all are in disagreement. You would not send Ian Maatsen
That's
to Aston
disgusting.
Villa for
That's
John Duran.
honestly, we should not do talking to Aston Villa after this. Like, that's embarrassing. Like, they actually think they can get us.
Well, I don't want to fucking talk to Dortmund after this either because they don't want to
No,
fucking pay a
fuck-
£35 million release clause.
No, they're just broke, man. They can't help it.
What do you mean they're broke? They got to the final of Champions League. They have money.
Yeah,
They're just being stingy.
They're all.
They're not broke.
They are broke, man.
No,
Like,
they're not.
No, they're not.
They don't have much money. Come on, they don't have the Premier
Chris,
League
you've
money.
fallen for it. You've fallen for it.
No, come on. Do you think they have bags full of money to spend on
Yes!
35 million players? No.
They
They got
do.
100 million for Jude.
Oh yeah.
Yes, exactly. You fraud. You fraud, Chris.
Maybe.
Fucking minerals, bub.
I don't know why. Why is
Chris!
that?
Chris, read this comment.
They also have very rich sponsors.
I forgot. Well, Haaland was 60 million or so, but yeah, Dembele. Yeah, Dembele 144.
It was a lot.
Yeah. Where the hell did they pull it then?
Chris, who did
I
they
keep
buy?
forgetting. They bought some players, like 20
Yeah,
million.
but they didn't fucking spend what they purchased.
Yeah,
These
they-
guys,
They buy players here and there for like 20
They have
Chris,
money.
their record,
They,
their record transfer is 35 million euros.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's
They're
around 20
stingy.
million.
They fucking buy. They bought Fulkrug and fucking Haller to replace.
Nah, we should not fold under 35 million for Maatsen, by the way. I'm not agreeing.
No,
with
I
that.
agree. Maatsen is honestly Maatsen's worth more than 35 million. You're getting a fucking bargain for Maatsen at 35 million.
I think 45 to 50 at this point it'd be fair for him, but hey,
As long
I
as,
don't
he,
make
as long as he doesn't go to Arsenal or Tottenham or Man United, I'll be happy.
You'd be happy if he goes to Aston Villa?
Oh yeah, but I don't really want him going there because I don't think it's the right move for him. I don't think Villa long term are going to do anything. That might bite me.
He would bench Cash, wouldn't he?
Cash plays
Digne.
right back.
Yeah, he's a
Is
right
there-
back.
Digne, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah. I thought it was Cash for some reason.
Yes, he would. He would bench him. Yes, I would have believed so. Like Burnley really wanted Maatsen too for like.
I think
around
West
30
Ham
million.
should go for him. To be honest.
Well, he's actually linked to Bayern too because
He
Vincent
honestly
Kompany's
could
over
start
there.
for United. He could honestly start for United if they don't sign a left back.
The only
obviously.
thing with I thought Bayern were going to go for him, but then Davies is staying now, so
He can maybe start for Arsenal as well. Like
we can blame Real
Wayne
Madrid
Asher.
for this, by the way, because Real Madrid are now keeping Ferland Mendy, which means Davies is staying at Bayern, which means Bayern won't sign Maatsen.
You didn't say they're gonna Davies go on a free.
maybe them, but they got Rafael Guerrero as well. They don't really need a left back, and they played Mazaralda at times.
No, Adam. Everyone's being cheap. That's the problem. I don't think just because people don't want
When
to
you say
spend 35
nobody,
on
it's
him.
just, it's just Dortmund. No one's really actually came to us yet about that. So, well, okay, if
Yeah,
he's not worth
that's
35
actually
million,
true.
I mean,
let's
the-
Chelsea keep him. I want Chelsea to keep him then.
Bro, this is the thing. The Italian and the French clubs are broke. I'm not hearing Dortmund.
Yeah, okay. The Italian clubs are in the mud, man. They're like in poverty levels or something.
we'll
the
get
French
to the
clubs
Italian
are worse.
clubs. We will
French
get to
clubs
those
are
Italian
worse.
clubs. Some Italian clubs are ridiculous. Go
The
ahead.
French league haven't even got a broadcaster yet, have they? For next year.
As
Oh,
far
I
as I'm
don't
aware,
know.
no.
I don't watch that League One trash, bro. What are you talking about?
The barmaid's about to support him. I still can't believe he might play Reign in the final of Conference League.
Oh my.
Adam,
Wait,
do you
what?
think he's worth? Do you think he's worth less than 35 million? Then you'd be happy with signing him for 20 million.
Ian
25?
Maatsen?
Well, I don't think nobody's offering 35 million. What do you think he's worth less then?
I don't think he's worth less.
I want us
think
to keep him.
If
I
no
want
one's
us to
offering 35 million, then keep him.
I
Yeah.
want us to see this new manager, see what he thinks of Maatsen, give him an actual chance, and don't actually play him at right wing and do stupid shit with him, and play him at left back. And you know, he can compete with Cucurella because Cucurella's a good left back too. By the way, I do like Cucurella, but them two will be definitely competing with each other. And Maatsen will suit other games compared to Cucurella wouldn't suit games. You know, like the low blocking teams where Maatsen would suit that game more than Cucurella, I think. I'm keeping Cucurella. No, I'm keeping Maatsen as well. I don't think we need to buy a left back if we keep Maatsen and keep Cucurella and sell Chilwell. We don't really need to buy a left back.
Oh shit! Look who joined us, Mr. The Bridge 258.
Oh my god, no way.
So-
You literally called it too.
Yeah, you did
Yeah.
call it.
My bad,
He spawned in.
boys. Sorry, I wasn't able to come in earlier. I was actually at the hospital today. Literally for an
You all right?
emergency. Yeah, it's fine. I had to just drive my niece to the hospital.
Oh.
That's why. So,
Is she all
my
right?
apologies. Yeah, sorry. Honestly, I was literally going to be at 10 o'clock
Oh.
today, actually. So,
No, it's fine, dude. There's no mandatory attendance for this one. Just
this
whoever
one.
shows up. Plus, it's been 2 weeks since I fucking did anything, so y'all
Yeah.
probably everyone on YouTube has an attention span of 1 week at most. So, listen, I was surprised. I'm surprised that there's even more than 50 of you guys watching. So, big up to all.
I
you
did
guys
tell
in the
everyone
chat.
when I streamed today to make sure to go to you.
Big up to the chat. Big up to the chat to get us to 72 likes right now, actually. So we're well on our way to 100 by the end of the stream. So keep liking the video, guys. Keep sharing. Keep supporting. If you're over on Twitter, come on over to YouTube. Smash that like button as well.
So
But,
we agree that.
I actually
we
wanted
should
just to
keep
tell
Maatsen
you-
then.
I was just going to say quickly, yes, that currently the French league does not have any TV rights deal. So currently you can actually get players.
Will called it.
You can actually get players for probably 20 million from them, 30 million, even cheaper
Maybe.
probably. You can get players for half the price because they've not agreed any TV rights. The TV rights have not been agreed at all. So
I'm
We
back
get
at
that
least
one.
ended French football. Wow.
Oh my god, I didn't think about it that way. It may have actually.
And now they're
And-
called League McDonald's as well. So-
yeah, and I think again it's also like a matter of principle with these with Dortmund. That's why they're not trying to go above whatever that price is, because the maximum they've ever spent I think was on Dembele actually, unironically, from Rennes.
Yeah,
and I think he
35
was
million.
35 million. So then they don't want to, unless they believe you're that much of quality, then Ian Maatsen ain't getting that. But again, if Aston Villa want him, it's a good option there for him. At the end of the day, let's make it happen. And it's UCL football for him. Alex Moreno has not been playing that much. He's been really injury prone. Luca Digne, what was it called? Was another one, right? Luca Digne is really old. He's probably going to be going to Saudi Arabia this season, if I'm not mistaken. So, hey.
Yeah, I mean, time will tell. It's going to be interesting. I listen, even though I get what you're saying with the, you know, the most they ever paid was for Dembele and all that. Bro, it's 2024.
They're being cheapskate.
Times have
I agree, you, bro.
yeah, they're being cheapskate. They also have to understand the times have changed. We're no longer in that market anymore. The economy, you know, the football economy, the player transfer market economy, it's changed, man. Like the average price of a player now is about, 50 mil. It's crazy, but it is the truth. And they know. That's the thing. That's the thing too. They know 35 mil for Ian Maatsen is a fucking steal. They know it. But they still they want to be cheap about it, but it is what it is. But Ahmed, you joined us at the right time, man. I think this is good timing. Ladies and gents, if you haven't done so already, do smash up the like button because we're going to get to the big story of this stream today. And that's the one that I'm excited for. If this actually happens, I will be getting a kit. I will be getting a kit with this man. It is a steal, Vic. What are you talking about, man?
Wow.
Anyways,
Wow.
I will be getting a kit with this man's
The way you
number
said
on
that
it.
was a bit crazy, bro. I
don't even know. I miss what I said. But all right, let's get into it, ladies and gents. Let's talk about Operation Olise. So, a little bit of a build up to this one before it fucking blew up this week. All things were happening on Olise. It was kind of insane, but let's talk about the build up into it. So earlier in the month, we had David Ornstein saying Michael Olise has admirers right across the game at the top level. It put Olise in a strong position as he will have his pick of clubs. I'm led to believe the Champions League would be his next step, but that's not ruling out an exciting project. An exciting project, you say? Chelsea Chiefs feel that Michael Olise would prove a good fit at Stamford Bridge, slotting in alongside Nani Madueke as a strong option on the right wing, according to Nick Purewall. Then we have here. In Chelsea's pursuit of Michael Olise, the Blues want to balance their pursuit of the world's best emerging talent with players already versed in the rigors and challenges of the Premier League. We continue on. Now, this is where things get heated. As it stands, Chelsea are further in the race for Michael Olise. United are still interested, though, and will look to do a deal once the manager situation is concluded. You can hold that, United, because they ended up wasting their time so they can stay with Eric Ten Hag. More on Olise. Now, I will say Chelsea are in a different position. They already signed a new player in Tosin. They have their new manager, and they are really pushing to make things happen as soon as possible, according to Fabrizio. Then we continue on here. Did I just click that by accident? I did. Newcastle United and Bayern have contacted Crystal Palace over possibility of signing Michael Olise. This was before Chelsea. All have sought permission to speak with 22-year-old France youth wingers camp, according to David Ornstein. And then we have here Sami Makbel reporting this 3 days ago. Breaking, Chelsea have contacted Crystal Palace over a move for Michael Olise. Continuing on, Chelsea have asked for permission on Thursday afternoon to speak with Michael Olise representatives with the hopes of agreeing personal terms. Chelsea are now trying to ascertain the accurate details of Michael Olise's buyout following the botched move in 2023 where we were accused of tapping up the player. So let's continue on. Manchester United are also interested in Michael Olise, but have limited budget to work with. Hold that, United. It is understood that Michael Olise has a £60 million release clause in his Palace contract, although sources claim it is not straightforward and may only be triggered by Champions League's clubs. And Matt Law did end up retracting the Champions League portion of that in a later tweet. No, we're not, Chris, because Crystal Palace would prefer a cash deal for Olise, but Palace doing a deal with Chelsea would open up the possibility of Chelsea doing a loan business with them in the summer. We continue on with more from Ben Jacobs this time. Manchester United are expected to also approach Crystal Palace for Michael Olise. The speed at which clubs are moving on Olise is partly down to the player who is France's provisional Olympic squad. Chelsea do not feel at a disadvantage with no Champions League. Michael Olise wants to carefully assess all suitors before deciding if a move is right. Then, exclusive, Chelsea make the first move to sign £60 million rated Michael Olise in the hope to steal the march on Man City and United, Arsenal, and Liverpool, according to the Mirror, who ended up actually being right on this. David Ornstein confirms. Chelsea contact Crystal Palace about signing Michael Olise, express interest in 22-year-old winger, plus requested permission to talk with reps. The Crystal Palace deal includes £60 million release clause. Other clubs retain strong interest. New, Chelsea are willing to offer players in exchange as part of a bid for Michael Olise to try to convince Palace to let one of their star men go, according to Matt Law. Then we have Michael Olise is understood to be open to the move to Chelsea. There we go from Ed Aarons. Hey, it could be a stretch. It could be, not really the most reliable source, but hey, it's out there. Anyways, we have here Fraser Fletcher also confirming that an excitement and confidence growing at Chelsea over Michael Olise after verbal agreement. They are ready to pay a big fee and structure a deal to land the Palace man. Sources say CFC are leading the race. And then last but not least, according to Fabrizio Romano, we have here Chelsea's mission is to agree personal terms with Michael Olise, then for him to go to Crystal Palace and say, I want the Chelsea move. They have to make it happen. They want to make it happen. Conversations are going on with Michael Olise. Ladies and gentlemen, I think Michael Olise to Chelsea is going to happen, and I am so fucking excited. So time will tell. I think this deal is going to get wrapped up by the end of next week. But ladies and gents, your thoughts? Michael Olise, are we excited? 60 mil release clause, potentially a player going the other way to relieve that price. We'll discuss that other player in the next segment, but Operation Olise is in good effect, and we could potentially be getting Olise at the right wing. Is he a good fit? Should we be getting Olise? Should we trust in our right wingers in Cole Palmer? Who else am I fucking thinking of? Oh yeah, Noni Madueke, potentially Raheem Sterling.
Oh, Chris, I just knew Chris is a hater, man. I knew Chris had to sneak in a diss towards Madueke.
That guy's gonna get barely any minutes for him, man. It's gonna be bare minutes.
Chris is just anti-black, man. I'm just deep.
Wait, what?
Oh,
Yeah, man, that's what it is.
You got me, man. I'm anti.
Yeah, anti-black, man. You know what I mean?
I'm proper Chelsea. I've been going called
You know what I mean?
Chelsea stream, man.
Yeah, you have been getting called over Chelsea Street.
You know what I mean? The sheep shagging's got to him at last. You know what
No,
I mean?
no.
Hey, yo!
Oh,
That's crazy.
I'm not gonna,
Oh
I'm not gonna
my
any comment
God.
on it.
Joe called him Chris Terry. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Chris Terry, damn.
Mm.
And not because
wish,
of your
man. I
defensive
wish.
skills, Chris. Not because of your
I'm pretty good in defence, man. Maybe not as good as Sean Terry, but and especially last year, I don't know, with my ACL, it's not looking good.
Damn.
Yeah, fuck your ACL. Anyways,
Whoa.
talking about Olise.
Well, we're gonna hopefully we do get him. That's the main aim. I would like him. Again, I don't know why people complain about getting him. At the end of the day, man, competition is great. Competition is good. Kendrick Paez and Esteval are not going to be starting straight away, whether people know that or not. It's gonna, I'm pretty sure the club is gonna probably try to give them the Foden treatment, where they're slowly embedded over time. Again, I use the prime meat example, when it comes to a lot of these up and coming players, which is this, Let's say you get yourself a prime like beef steak, right? You know what I mean, or a prime Wagyu beef, for example, right? You're not gonna just, you're not gonna unseason it. You know what I mean? You're not gonna before you even grill it, maybe, or even cook it. Of course, you gotta prepare the meat. You gotta clean the meat first. You then gotta marinate it, right, in some form of sauce. Yeah, again, the marination of the sauce is key because what? That's what brings out the best of the flavor of the food. And similarly with players, right? Yeah, similarly,
What do you mean
right,
by
with
that?
players, and similarly with players, right? It's the same. You know, that marination period is them, you know, being the first team, getting some game time every now and then. You know what I mean? Giving them a substitution. You know what I mean? Help improve their play while they're also growing to their play. You know what I mean? And then when they're grilling, when they're on the grill, when the food is smelling nice and it's cooking sensationally, right? That's them, you know what I mean? Playing week in, week out. You know what I mean? So listen, man. That's all I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's the worst analogy I've ever heard in my life. But
This is one of the best analogies. I think for me personally, that's one of my best analogies ever. Honestly, I feel like I'm cooking.
No,
Listen,
it's just for me. It was kind of mad hearing Ahmed talk about meat. I'm just lean meat Ahmed. That's all we're gonna say.
Hey, big up.
Lean meat Ahmed. Lean meat Ahmed. I know we're not using that joke for me.
Lean meat Ahmed, bro.
You can't be using that joke for me.
Tenderized meat Ahmed. Let's go.
Oh, yo, chill. Big up to TJ, by the way. TJ.
Big up TJ, yeah. Big up TJ.
I did text TJ on Twitter, so hopefully he's seen my tweet.
There you go. I like Olise. I think Olise comes into this team and he starts and people are going to be worried about, Cole Palmer's position. I think Cole Palmer will be very good competition for Nkunku in the 10 position. I think we need to rotate players anyways, because we're in 4 competitions now. It's the Carabao, the FA, the Premier League, as well as the Conference League now. So there's going to be a healthy rotation of players. And plus, look, when we think about our squad, we got to think about who's going to be injured as well. Like, not all players are going to stay fit. We know that. And every season we go through a struggle of fitness. It's not just this season that passed, not the season before it, and it's not even the season before that. Like, we don't have healthy seasons. Like, a lot of players get hurt often. So that being said, I think this is a good opportunity for everyone. I think it's good competition, and Olise is just so good, dude. I can't just pass up on Olise. He can play in the 10th position. He could play in the right wing. He could potentially even play in the left wing. Who's to say?
No, I can't be dealing with that, man.
Well, listen, the reason why I think it is we have to stop up on the right wing is because there's, and I said this before, the left wing right now is in hell. You know what I mean? Listen, even if you wanted to bring in a guy that I want to, like Desiree Doué on the left wing, because I'm a big fan of Desiree Doué, right, from Rennes as my left winger. The problem is they still believe in Madrid, and Sterling is just going to be impossible to move on from, right? So I know people have mentioned Eze as well for the left wing too, but again, that's just that's where the issue lies in, that the 2 guys there are immovable objects. So as such, for me, I've come to the view of, okay, if that's the case, let me bring as much quality on the right wing and in the middle of the park, as possible, such that when the teams are defending us, they're gonna double up, on the right hand side, on Palmer, on Olise, Madueke, or Augusto or Reece James, if they overlap, right, hypothetically speaking. And in the middle, they're gonna have to watch out for the middle, of course, of an Nkunku or Palmer or even a Chukwuemeka if he decides to stay and play in that 10 role, right? And then what does that allow? It at least allows those left wingers to go 1v1. When we can switch play to the left winger, to a Modric, to a Sterling, to go 1v1 whoever that player is. So then that allows them, to have a bit more space and a bit more opportunity. You know what I mean? So maybe then that allows them to do something. Let's hope so, man.
Olise is one of my favourite players in the Premier League, but I think we're going to have to move Nkunku onto the left. I don't want Palmer to be played in a role that he can't play, because I think Palmer's better than Olise. I know that might be a...
Wait, did you guys think I said Palmer in the left wing?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, sorry, Marshall, that wasn't meant to link to what you said earlier, because I know you didn't say that. I'd say probably play Nkunku on the left wing. If we're going to sign Olise, just because he seems to be the one that can play there. It doesn't have to be a natural wide winger, just play him on the left, because the other 2 are at the moment useless. Palmer and Olise, they can just be fluid. I think they'll just move into
they can interchange,
a lot. Yeah, Olise's amazing, man. I'm just hoping we don't pit Olise and Palmer against each other. That's all I'm. No one here. I'm just saying about the fan base.
Why not? Why not, bro? Why not? Listen, I
Palmer's
like
better.
that.
I said it.
No, why
Palmer's
not?
better.
Why not?
No
Listen,
point.
again, competition is healthy.
It's
Competition
not
is
going to be
healthy.
competition.
No, but
man.
Competition
you
is
don't
healthy.
want Cole Palmer.
They're not
Competition
going
is
to be
healthy.
competition.
Listen,
They're never going
right
to be
now,
Cole Palmer's our best
listen,
player. Cole
listen,
Palmer's our best player.
listen. I
There's
don't
no
care, man.
competition there,
Listen,
Ahmed. There's no
listen. There is competition there. There is
There's
real
not because
competition
they're
there.
going to both play. They're both
You
gonna
build
listen,
around Cole Palmer,
listen.
by the way. You
And
build around
the-
Cole
Wait,
Palmer.
Chris. You can't drop Cole Palmer. You can't. There's no discussion.
I know. I'm agreeing
No
with
one
that.
is
No,
saying
Chris.
they're
No,
gonna be-
Chris. I'm saying that I agree with you as well. You're going to play both of them. You're going to start both of them. They're not going to be in position with each other. There's not a chance. If they do, they're stupid, and they should go for another option. Genuinely.
You never know, man. Listen,
It
competition is
would be
healthy in the day.
disgusting. It's
May the best
healthy,
knowing.
but not for you, one of your best players.
Listen,
Do
made
we
them
say
this
this about
one
one of
win.
your top
People
players,
just
or
wanna-
we just say
people
players
just
like...
wanna listen.
For who?
Listen, so again, let you guys can obviously, say, oh, how can we have competition for our best players? Listen, listen, look at Real Madrid, what they were doing. Look at Barcelona, what they're doing. They had the best guys in their best positions, and they were competing for each other. For that
No,
position.
but it's not the same. It's not the same. Do you know why it's not the same, Ahmed? No, why it's not the same? Because you've never had you've never had players at Barcelona that are actually in competition with each other, really, in their prime. You've had players on the bench that aren't as good who are still good. You've never had Messi, Neymar being in competition with people. No, Sanchez got moved on because he wasn't.
Yeah,
good.
but he was a good player though. He was still a good player.
he was a good player who was not in competition with Messi.
No, but
or-
he was
Exactly.
bench
That's my
player.
point, Chris. Olise is at the similar level to Palmer, where they'll both be playing. It'll be the players like Pires, Esteval, Madueke in competition with Olise and Palmer.
So if I just may, Vic is saying that I'm saying a load of waffle, and he's talking about Vinicius Junior. Who's Vinicius Junior competition right now on left wing? Kylian Mbappe. I rest my case.
No.
They're both
going
going
to
to play.
Listen, I rest my case.
You don't
I rest my case.
They're both playing.
I rest my case.
Mbappe striker.
Listen, bro. Listen.
What you on
That's
about?
what I'm saying. What I'm gonna say, bro. A lot of people. Listen, I said this before, and I still maintain this: that Olise is clear of Palmer. And like, yes, he may have had a good season, and I will repeat this. Yes, he's had a good season, but
You're
from
fraud,
like from the stuff that you can do,
But
I
let
know
me-
Olise is clear
You
of
said
Palmer.
he's clear.
Let me
That's
throw.
fraudulent.
Let me
Toxic
throw.
man, Ahmed.
Let me.
That's what we want. Call me plastic. But listen, last season I was saying Olise, better ahead of Palmer, and I still have
because
to
no one knew
maintain
who
my
Palmer
stance.
really was last
I
season.
still,
That's not the same.
still maintain my stance as a man.
You're
I
trying to
will
be edgy,
maintain my
Ahmed.
stance.
You're trying to
Yeah,
be
this
edgy.
is
I'm not edgy. I'm not edgy.
You are, but
I'm-
you said he's clear. You've not said he's better. You said he's clear.
yeah, clear.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
that's
better. That means
when
clear
Cole
means
Palmer's been
better.
better. He's
No,
been
he
better.
is
Cole
better.
Palmer's been better than this season. He's been better
Of course he has.
as a player. So you're saying it's clear. You're trying to be edgy there. Like Cole Palmer
he's
has
clear.
literally had one season in Premier League and he's been perfect near perfect. So
Listen,
it's
that's
crazy.
Ahmed's on the crazy train today.
I don't know how to respond to
Yeah.
crazy sometimes.
That's my right winger. You know what I mean?
Oh
That's
my
my right
God.
winger.
This is crazy.
Here, hold on.
I mean, he
hold
could
on.
be a
Let
right
me
winger,
just
but Palmer's
let me throw a wrench into this, okay? Would some of you guys make the argument that we were over reliant on Palmer and that we overplayed him this season?
Oh, not really. Not really.
A tiny bit, maybe a tiny bit, but it's not like that. He has to play like what, 30 plus games in a Premier League.
3 hours,
actually.
baby.
I'll be
Yeah,
real. I don't think so. Just because our attack overall were good, in my opinion. Jackson was good. Palmer was amazing. It's a world class season. And then left wing not as great, but Nkunku had injuries. Yeah, I'm not saying don't bring Olise. Bring Olise. Fantastic player, top class player. Will be a world class player, but he is not clear of Cole Palmer. And Ahmed, you've literally just done exactly what I didn't want to happen. Yeah, you've actually just. You literally already started this Palmer versus Olise when they're both going to be first team players. They're both going to be stars.
Guess what, bro? I don't care. Olise is clear of Palmer. Hold that well.
What do you mean
Cole
hold that?
Palmer's had a
Palmer's
better
got
season than
20
him.
goals.
What is wrong with this guy, man?
22 league goals and
Sorry,
11
thank
assists.
you, Chris. Thank you, Chris. Exactly.
27 all
He's
competition.
clear.
Palmer has got
That's
the
what
fourth.
What matters is his clear.
No.
You know what I mean? The fact
hasn't he
you have to
got-
put him in the 10
sure,
role,
he's
you have
a
to
better
you have to
player.
force Palmer into the 10 role is
Oh, you
allow
could
my
at
guy
least
But
Olise.
Palmer plays in a
Listen,
role.
Even
You're saying-
Staffy doesn't agree with you.
You're saying
Listen.
that Palmer's more
Yeah.
versatile than
Listen.
Elise. Is that what
Listen.
you're saying? Is that what you're
I
saying?
believe that this last season, I have to maintain my.
No, you don't. You
I'm
don't.
maintaining my school of
You're a
thought.
player.
No, because
My
no
school
one
of
knew
thought is
Cole Palmer
maintained
really was
because
last
I know
season.
it's true. I know
Ahmed,
it's true.
Ahmed,
You know
if
what I
Cole
mean?
Palmer was doing this at Crystal Palace last season, you'd be wanting Cole Palmer, and you'd be saying, "Oh, we
Mr.
need this guy."
Mr.
We
Mr.
just
Cole
didn't see it last
Palmer, yeah.
season.
Mr. Cold Palmer, yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Fourth most GA in Europe this year, right?
Let it be known, man. Let it be known. Listen, let it be known, man. Listen.
Behind who?
Listen.
Harry Kane, Kylian
Listen,
Mbappe.
what I'm gonna say, yeah. All I'm gonna say, my winger gonna
That's
get moved to
true.
the 10 role. You know, my winger gonna have to get moved to the 10 role.
Yeah, at
That's
least
all I have
respect
to
your
say.
man
You know what I
away.
mean?
No, but I think they interchange because I
Mm.
think Olise can play either. Here's the thing.
No,
I
we
think
build around
Ahmed.
Cole
I
Palmer.
think okay, but I think Ahmed.
Okay,
is,
listen, guys,
Hold on, real
tranquilo.
quick. Let me land. I think Ahmed's actually right in a certain criteria. In terms of technicality and dribbling ability, I think Olise is clear. Like as like a proper winger, I think Olise is better than Palmer. But in terms of playmaking, scoring ability, creativity, and in a number 10 position, I think Palmer. Wait, I meant to say Olise. Olise's clear. I think Palmer is that guy. So I think there is a lineup where both of them can play. Then you say, what happened to Nkunku? Well, Nkunku could play striker. Nkunku could play left wing. We could see left wing with Raheem Sterling, you know, Ahmed's favorite player, so on and so forth. I don't know, but there could be a integration where they get integrated into
You know
left
what?
wing somehow.
You know what? Ahmed, do you know what annoys me, yeah? Doesn't annoy me that he thinks Elise is better, yeah? He wants Elise to be clear. That's what he wants. He wants to be right. He wants to
Yeah,
stand on business
he does want
for
to be
his
right.
for whatever reason, yeah? I'm not going to say anything bad on Elise. I'm not.
Well, we all know
I am-
Ahmed's sensational.
I am
So.
not going to stoop to the level to slander Elise or to hate on
See
Elise.
this? That's my
I'm
sword.
not going to do it.
I'm
Because
ready
Elise
to
is
fight
a
no matter what.
baller.
You know what I mean?
Why are you kissing a
I'm ready for battle no
long
matter
black
what.
sword, bro? Just saying.
That's a you problem, big man. You know what I mean?
That's a
It's
you.
my weapon.
Am I wrong?
You know what I mean?
That's a
This
you.
is my weapon. That's a you problem. You know what I mean? But
Hey,
listen,
this
guys,
fan base
good
is
grip
good.
on that, bro.
on a much more, you know, Ahmed Abdi being an actual serious analyst, yeah. Of course, yeah. I think right now, of course, if you were to say about the numbers, yeah, of course, like, you know, Palmer's better. Of course, we don't want to be comparing them either. Let's be real, of course. At the end of the day, they're going to be interchanging. That's what I said before. I said this before, and I'll say it again.
You said
And
this
it'll be
before.
numbers.
You said this before. They're in competition with each other. They're not in competition with each other, realistically.
Bro, do you just not hear what I just said just 2
No,
minutes ago?
but-
You
Yeah,
just did not
you
hear
just
what I said.
contradicted your whole.
Being
offense.
a serious analyst.
Hmm.
Serious analyst. But you didn't even listen to that, did you?
I did
Fair enough.
listen to that. I just
Come
don't
on,
want
then.
to be.
Minerals,
Yeah, you're
bro.
in the mud, mate. You come on, Will. You're in the mud, mate. But seriously, what
You sit on the fence. We don't
did I
know.
have to say? I didn't even finish. Let me talk, please. Okay. Yeah, but on again, of course, Palmer definitely had a better season than Olise. I don't think there's no denying that, right? From a GNA standpoint, like. But at the end of the day, I still think, yeah, Olise in the right wing, Palmer in the 10 role. You can have them switch around whenever it needs to be. That's perfect, right? Again, you know, I think with me, when it comes to my guy Nkunku, is the interesting point because I have no idea what happens to Nkunku now. Unless you're going to be like Nkunku left wing, that's the guy I want on left wing now. You know, instead of a Sterling, instead of a Mudryk, which I don't think is going to be the case either because I feel like more than anything, the club are probably going to be like, we need those two guys to perform on some level, just that maybe we can actually move on from
Nkunku
Sterling.
striker then.
But
You
they're
know,
gonna wanna say they
and,
want Nkunku to perform too.
And that is true. So then this is where for me it's very interesting to see what the formation next season is going to be because if I was to say right winger, it's Olise. 10 has to you have to and Nkunku's back now. He's starting his regular football. You're gonna have to start him in the 10 role as well. So I don't know what's gonna happen to that. So that right wing position is gonna be very, very interesting. That's what I'm saying to you, if we're being honest.
But I would even say, like, even that number 10 position becomes even more interesting because now you got to take into account we have Lavia now. So where does Enzo and Caicedo fit in that midfield?
Oh, they start.
like,
Lavia
They
bench.
start. So those two are going to be. So the
Nice
Enzo
start.
again is going to be a deep line playmaker, and then Lavia is going to be his backup. Remember, Lavia is really young still. He's only just turned 20 this season. You know, So he's not even a seasoned vet, if that makes sense. So again, guy that needs still time and experience, right? So again, you can plug in Enzo as your deep line playmaker. You can have Lavia switch with him, and then
Why is this being brought up?
I think Vic is trying to make the PMP argument for Palmer.
Wait,
against
but
Olise.
like, come on, man. Like, not every winger needs to be Mo Salah. Like, you understand,
Yes.
like, most wingers, like, are technically really gifted wingers. Like, they don't have just pace. Like, they have good technicality, good ability. Like, Nani Madueke isn't the fastest, but what does he do on the wing? 1v1 demon. He puts people in a spliff, and that's what you want your wingers to do. That's what Olise does. When it comes to creativity, Olise's amazing on that wing. But I could see him doing it in number 10 too. I just trust Palmer to do it in number 10 more, because I think Palmer is much more direct in terms of like, yo, I see you, I see the through ball, boom. That's what he does. You know, he's more effective.
You know what? We don't have to argue, man. We don't have to argue.
I want to also make want to make another point quickly, and that is on Olise isn't good on counters though. The vast majority of the time when Chelsea are going to be playing in this new Maresca system is going to be in possession, by the way, right?
Yeah.
So that necessarily is not going to be that fault is not going to be necessarily, in your opinion, my good friend Joel, going to be shown out as it is right now. Thank you very much.
Hey man, Kendry Pires is coming to a club near you soon, man. So it's whoever's the most talented player at the club, they can hold the crown until King Kendry comes along. All right. So
again, guys, I'll be honest with you. In regards to Olise news, I always say this: tomorrow's going to be the day. You're going to find out a lot of news on Olise.
Did you say that yesterday, bro? About today?
No, I didn't say anything. So remember, on yesterday's stream that I did, I literally mentioned Chelsea news on the weekend is very scarce. You're not going to get any news on a Saturday or Sunday.
Right? But also the Euros happening too.
So more than likely, the news you're going to get for Chelsea always going to be on the weekdays. We like a cheeky Monday. Tuesdays usually are big bumper days, by the way. Or Tuesday, we like a Tuesday 6 p.m. You know what I mean? That's when we like to crash it. So that's really the reality that we're in. Thank you.
Yeah. But speaking of crashing it, there's one player that, if Olise does come in, we could potentially see him go in the other direction. And let's bring it up. Nani Madueke potentially being sold. Listen, guys. Listen, believe it or not. Listen, it's Matt Law, which we know Matt Law. It seems like Matt Law's picked it up. Like he's become good old reliable Matt Law again instead of sensationalist Matt Law. But let's look into it because, listen, this is what he's coming out with. It is not yet clear whether Crystal Palace would demand a straight fee or consider Clash plus a player deal for Michael Olise. They could inquire about Nani Madueke, according to Matt Law. Now we also have here, Newcastle United have identified Nani Madueke as a target, according to MSI Douglas. Let me go back to this tweet, though. I think this actually could be legit because I think, this is my opinion, right? I personally believe that Nani Madueke is a less developed version of Michael Olise. I think he has the potential to be a good player, just as good as Michael Olise. But I think Michael Olise is just, just the raw talent. He's already there,
Isn't Madueke older than Olise?
I think by 1 year, maybe.
They're the same
age.
I feel like Madueke's been playing for years now. All
right, so, okay, guys, Madueke's not getting sold this season. He's going to get sold next season, in my personal opinion. Right? Firstly, because of the fact, again, if we are going by what's been alleged, it's going to be Nkuku, Palmer in the 10, and then it's going to be Olise, and then Madueke is going to be his backup, essentially. The guy that's going to be competing on that side. That makes the most sense. Again, you're also going to be having Payet and Esteval coming in. They're going to be coming in next year, by the way. So you probably want to have another right winger there as backup for the time being. And also remember, we still got Conference League, boys. You know what I mean? I know we keep on forgetting that Conference League exists, right? But it exists for us quite well.
That's going to be prime game time for Madueke.
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of games that we're going to be playing on the weekend.
100%.
So again, he's probably going to stay. We need bodies. You know what I mean? We actually need bodies, ironically, in the team.
Yeah, like I was saying before. Exactly.
A lot of people.
Unless we get Kvaratskhelia, which is I don't know why
we did spring it up before. Yeah,
they
came out today.
And again, like, why are we? I don't see the club spending 100 million on him. Like, is that like this agent
Around
talk?
80,
Or...
I think.
No, it's not.
Oh,
They were
Ahmed,
to-
if Lukaku goes in the other direction, we could potentially have something.
I would do that in a heartbeat, by the way. If we can get Lukaku to
then that would.
Napoli.
So how much? If I'm not mistaken, I think they said that he's worth what 120 million. So
I don't think I'd
Maybe.
do
Lukaku's only worth 40 million. So then what? What you gonna do an 80 million pound deal? Essentially.
I think 60, 70 million plus Lukaku.
Nah, I can't lie.
That'd be
ADL is a prick, man. He was
And
not-
ADL isn't doing that, man. You know what I mean?
Here's
He's
the
a
thing.
dickhead.
Realistically, here's what I think could happen. We can send Lukaku in their direction, right? It gives us somewhat of a discount on Kvaratskhelia. I'm gonna say 80, right? Like I don't think it's gonna take off like
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
80ish, right? But I think it's gonna. I think we'll pay it, but it'll be like we'll pay 60 plus add-ons, and I think then that'll be the reasonable, transfer for Kvaratskhelia, and we send Lukaku their way, which Antonio Conte really wants. I think that's what, if it were to happen, that's what would happen. I think.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't think it's too far fetched.
Because
But then
the thing
again,
is,
it's really high ask. It's really high demand.
Because the
It's
issue,
like
just the issue just for
difficult.
me is then you're gonna have 3 left wingers there, man. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, I don't think Sterling is leaving the season.
that's what I'm saying to you. So then, I just don't know how, how logical it is.
Yeah.
Bro, drop Kvaratskhelia name casual. Yeah, man. Listen, what can I say, man? I'm a linguist. You know what I mean? I'm a linguist. You know what I mean? I can speak multiple
I
languages.
think he was talking
quite
about me,
effectively.
but okay.
You know
but,
what I mean? What can I say?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I would want Kvaratskhelia, but time
Moving
will tell
back
with
on
that
to
one.
Madueke, which is what
Yeah,
you've
yeah,
asked us
Madueke.
about. Again, Madueke is probably gonna stay again. And he shoots the new manager system. So
Well,
listen,
let me ask you something. If we get Olise, do you think Madueke is going to want to stay, or is he going to want to go because he wants to get playtime? Because he definitely wants playtime. He definitely wants to start. Based on the interviews.
listen,
and all
if
that
I'm
stuff that he
Madueke,
said.
think about it like this. You know, Olise does get injured from time to time. Hey, you're gonna have
Does he
forward-
though?
He does get injured from time to time. It's not
He
like
got-
there's,
He's not injury
and-
prone. I won't categorize
but he
him
does.
as-
No,
yeah.
that's why I said. But he's more likely to get an injury, right? So you
Yeah.
know him, bro. Listen, you're gonna have preseason. He's gonna be in the Olympics. You're gonna be showing out. So if you show out, in preseason and in the first 1 or 2 games,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Yeah, you're competing with him now. And then Olise has to step up his game in order to come into the team.
100%.
And also, you look at our right wingers, right? Palmer, Olise, and Madueke. They all have different, winger. They're all different winger types, I would argue.
Yeah. No, I agree. They're all different winger types. I mean, what do you guys think about the Madueke links? Like, do you think it's gonna happen? Do you think he's gonna leave? Do you think he's gonna stay? Do you think it's just just an eye-catching story?
I agree with Ahmed. Every word Ahmed said, I agree with when it comes to Madueke, to be honest.
Thank you
Okay,
very
none
much.
of you guys think that he's gonna be upset with game time if Olise were to come and he would want to leave?
No, don't
Yeah,
think so.
good luck to him, man. Good luck to him if he wants to leave.
Here we are. Chris again.
I mean, if he,
I've
if,
said this before, but I don't want to
Chris,
say.
why don't you like Nani exactly?
it's not like I don't like him, by the way. I just don't think he's good enough to be a main guy at Chelsea.
Why?
Because-
That's what I
because
want to know about.
For example, right, Elise's clear off Madueke. That's a player who he's actually clear off. He's clear off him, so he's never going to get like starting time over Olise. Cole Palmer is clear of Madueke on the right as well. So I think he's a good bench player, by the way. I wouldn't mind him as a bench player, but if he thinks he's too good to be on a bench, then good luck to the guy. You know, he can go for 20, 30 million, how much we sign him for. I'm not gonna I don't know why you guys care so much about Madueke for actually. Like,
Because he's good.
He's a decent player, yes. He's not bad.
No, he's a good player.
I rate him over Mudryk, but
That's not saying much.
exactly. But
So
like,
I'm doing the maths right now, right?
when I look at any other team, he doesn't start for any big team in the Premier League. Like
In all competitions with 1,500 about 1,500 minutes played, in all competitions, Nani Madueke has 6, 7, 8 goals, 3 assists. Right? Okay. Now let me look up
a lot of them
Olise.
in like the Carabao cup games and stuff like that. Come on, they're like.
What did I just say? 8 goals, 3 assists. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter. It's
but-
all competitions.
Okay.
8 goals, 3 assists. Okay.
Yeah.
Olise this season. All right, hold on. Give me a second. Olise.
Where
this
did I rate
season...
Mudvik? Hang on. What the fuck? I don't rate Mudvik.
Oh shit! No. Wait, huh?
What are you on about?
This is a weird one.
I
Oh, okay,
don't-
no.
you should not
Olise
look at
is.
stats, by the way, you should not look at stats.
Olise is 10 goals, 6 assists. They're just about the same.
No,
They're almost the
because
same amount of minutes
he
played.
scores against a lot of them are against championship teams.
Yeah, I can't lie, Marshall. I
Don't.
can't-
This is why stats are not everything.
Wait. He's got 7
Still gotta
EPL
score
goals.
him.
He's got 7 EPL goals. Are they championship
Yeah.
size, all those goals? Come on, let's be real, man.
Yeah, I don't say a lot of
By
them
the way,
either because the other goals I was saying about Nani were like 1 and 1 in
Man, the
AFL
Watkins got
and-
7
yeah.
goals in EPL this season from coming off the bench and being limited by Poch.
He
Yeah,
scored
what
we
7 in
doing?
the Premier League.
I know
He was injured
Yes.
too. Let's be genuine about that. He was injured at the beginning of the season. He started off injured. He went up against Wimbledon. Then he went in international duty. Got injured again.
I mean,
So he was kind of out in the span of like September, December. He was kind of like out of the team for that.
he scored 5
But
in the
then
Premier League, by the
Maatsen
way,
player.
but 7 is not the correct
No, it
number.
was 7.
Not in the Premier League. When you said
Let me
Premier
double
League,
check.
23 to 24, by the
Oh no,
way.
you're right. It's 7 GA in the Premier League,
And
but
one
yeah,
of them,
5.
like, one of them was against Luton, by the way, championship team.
Who gives a shit? You had to score against Luton. It's not like he's stat padding off of Luton.
Like they're all small teams, by the way, but I mean,
Chris, we can't be doing that though, Chris, because like,
he hasn't had a whole lot of minutes. I will give you. Like,
Listen,
But-
Olise's
I'm-
agent. 1 second, quickly, bro. Yeah, Olise's agent are on the panel tonight, Ahmed. I'm watching you, bro. Well, guess what? I am his agent.
What do you
and
mean
what?
by
Listen,
that?
I'm bringing him to the Chelsea. Listen, when he's the #1 star boy and he's shining, you know what it is, guys. Yeah, I've told you, Chris. You know, there's a certain word I want to use. You know what I mean? That's what he is. boys.
Who's my favorite player? Who's my favorite player?
oh,
No.
His favorite player is
Thiago
Jordan.
Silva?
Because I
Jordan-
don't rate because I don't rate one black player as amazing player like you guys. I hate black players now.
Oh my god!
Is this how it's gonna go?
Jordan,
Don't say, oh, don't do that. Like, no.
Chris, how do you know the word he was going to call you was racist? What if you meant stupid? You've just ratted yourself out here, haven't you?
Hey, we got it, boys. I was just gonna call him a cheat guy. By the way, it's all of
Jesus fuck.
That's what I was just gonna say. But hey, we.
One of the games he scored against, yes, you're right, was against Luton. But he also scored against Crystal Palace. He also scored
Almost
against
scored against
Sheffield
Luton, by the
United.
way.
He scored against Aston Villa and got
Yeah,
an
that's
assist
the hardest-
against
that's-
Aston
yeah,
Villa.
That's the hardest team, yeah.
And
Listen,
West Ham.
Can I just
When
say
we did
quick,
5-0
we,
against
Yeah,
West
that's
Ham,
when
yeah.
we won 5-0. That's
And
So Chris, can I
that's
ask
like
you?
how- that's like how I have
So
a
Chris,
big
can I ask you a question? Yeah. You know, my guy, Palmer, your guy Palmer, everyone's guy here.
Our guy,
He
yeah.
scored against He scored. Guess what he scored against? By the way, he scored against
a lot of teams.
No, he scored against Luton too. So what are we saying?
Yeah, but he scored against a lot of teams like Man United, 2
So
goals.
listen,
like,
I can
He scored a
the
bunch of
goals.
penalties,
He scored
Chris.
Oh my god. No,
Thank you, bro.
yeah, he scored against a bunch of penalties, yeah. And yes, like,
I
he
think-
scored his penalties.
But Chris,
like,
wait,
look at Harry
Chris.
Kane look at Harry Kane when he had penalty against France. What did he do? He bottled it. Look
Look at Harry Kane today. He didn't do shit.
Look at the
So Nani
England,
Madueke is better than Harry
in the
Kane.
penalty
That's all I'm
shootout,
saying.
you know.
Wait. How have we got to slandering English players during the Euros, man? This is not allowed. This is
No,
not
it is
allowed.
Wait,
allowed, it is
but
allowed.
Chris, let me tell you something. There's also context to the games that he scored in that competition. The game he scored against Leicester, he scored a last-minute goal coming in as a sub. You understand that? Like, he saved us that game. Like, he came in clutch and scored that last-minute goal, and it was a screamer of a goal. Actually,
That's a
Did
great
he-
goal, but he's not. I,
no, it was actually I lied.
You guys missed my point.
He gave us a 4th goal in the last minute of the game where he came on as a sub.
You honestly think I
It was
hate him?
yes, I think you do.
No, like I don't mind him as a backup, but let's not like kid ourselves thinking he's gonna be a main star at Chelsea. He's not gonna be a main star at Chelsea.
How do you
And
know? How do you
that.
know that's not possible?
It's
You
not,
keep
because
acting
we
like
signed
this because he's not
Olise
starting
with
regularly.
Cole Palmer. It's just not gonna happen. You prove me wrong with this, but it's just
Bro,
not gonna happen.
what's to say Olise is gonna bang? Like, I'm just being keeping realistic. What's to say Olise is gonna bang?
You
What's
guys,
to
you
say that
just
Palmer?
hype, you
What's
was
to say?
glazing Olise.
What's to say that Palmer is able to do what he did last season too? And then
That's true.
okay,
You was
so
just
again,
glazing Olise. It was like,
I'm
what
just
we doing here?
being. Listen, I just feel like you're being extremely unfair to him, bro.
And
That's
he's
what
still
you're
not
being.
better than Cole Palmer, by the way.
Bro, currently
he's not
that might
starting
be
over them
true.
two.
Again, currently that might be true, but that's not to say this season he starts doing it, bro.
And he's
Let's
not
be
going to
Thank
be
you.
good as a least
Yeah,
thing, by the way.
I got that wrong. It was Carney who saved us in that game, and then
Oh, you mean the
Nani's
Premier
goal
League?
was the cherry on top. No,
Ah.
against Leicester.
Oh, was it Carney? Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, Carney had the good one too with
It's the FA Cup, right?
Palmer.
FA Cup?
Yeah, the FA Cup. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but like, I don't mind keeping him. I'm just saying this is gonna be reality. He's gonna be a bench player and he's gonna play.
A long time it might be difficult just because of Esteval and Pires and everyone. Might be difficult.
Well, it's up to Esteval and Paez to prove that they're better than Nani.
Oh, Pires. Esteval I've not seen, so I'm not going to actually talk on Esteval. But Pires, man. This guy, I think, is the real deal. I'll be honest. I'm going to be watching every Ecuador game during the
Where's he
Copa
play left
America.
wing?
No, right and 10. Right.
Right, man. We're talking about Nani Madueke.
No,
Oh
if
my
we said,
God, Chris.
no. I thought you were talking about a different player then.
Yeah, I'm talking about Pires.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, there you go. That's why
I
I'm
will
asking
say
about him.
this though. I will say this.
Another guy probably maybe overtaking Madueke.
I am super curious to see if potentially Enzo Maresca tries to see how Nani Madueke could work on the left. I
mean,
really would like to see
no,
that experiment
It
done.
couldn't hurt. It couldn't hurt.
Not Marshall. I think that would work better than Olise and Palmer on the left.
Yeah,
But-
he would work but on the left a lot better, by the way.
Yeah.
Because he's
Is that a
left-footed
better
anyways.
Well,
I mean, they're all left-footed. I just think it's like his
Oh,
profile of skill. I think suits it. I think he can probably hold the touchline better. He's better in tight spaces, probably.
Sullivan, I
that's
hope
a
you're
lie.
right
That's
with
actually a lie.
Esteval Williams.
That's a lie. I think Palmer and Olise are also very good in tight spaces, but I think Madueke is just a bit more dynamic with dribbling. So they
What the
could
hell are you
probably
talking about, Vic? Yeah.
so that's what I mean. I don't think like Madueke may as well try to take his chance on the left side. If Payas is supposed to be this great player, we're getting Elise Navy, Cole Palmer. Like you may as well try to take his chance on the left because that right side is full.
I agree. But then we also have to take into consideration there are going to be injuries this season. There are going to be players out, and there are going to be opportunities to get a long run of games to really strut your stuff, you know? So I think time is going to tell with this. I think this is a really fascinating conversation on Nani, a really fascinating conversation on Olise. We're getting close to wrapping up the show, ladies and gents. So big up to everyone who's been watching. Over 80 of you on YouTube and just about the same amount on Twitter, which is awesome. So guys, if you are watching, please smash up the like buttons. If you're over on Twitter, come on over to YouTube and smash up those like buttons. We are only 17 away from hitting that 100 mark. So if you haven't smashed the like, or if you haven't even subscribed, actually, help us out. Yeah.
Yo, you're not lying there still. You're not lying
I
there
saw
that
still.
show out.
Help us out. Help us out by subscribing and getting us to 3K. But yeah, the final story I have for you guys is on Levi Colwill. So I think this one's been going a little bit under the radar, but we need to discuss this as well because there could be a potential Levi Colwill leaving Chelsea. Now, is it true? Time will tell. I think he's staying. I think he's staying, but let's see. Let's talk. All right. Anyways, we have here Florian Plettenberg, the one and only Plettigol himself. Exclusive. FC Bayern is seriously considering a transfer for Levi Colwill. The 21-year-old center back from FC Chelsea is weird. has been on Bayern's list for a long time. If a move from Jonathan Tah doesn't work out, Colwill is a top alternative for Bayern. It's also possible that he could join in addition. Important for Bayern, he is left-footed. Understood initial talks with Bayern have taken place, according to Sky Sports Deutschland. So let's see. Continuing on. More from Florian Plettenberg here. Bayern Munich remain in contact with Levi Colwill and the players' camp. Vincent Kompany also has a very high opinion of the 21 left-footed center back. Chelsea have made it clear they will not sell Levi Colwill this summer, according to I am Rahman Osman. Chelsea Chiefs have briefed club media that Colwill is not for sale and will not entertain any talks with the German Giants for Colwill. We continue on here with the following. Breaking. Chelsea have no plans at all to consider Levi Colwill's sale despite interest from clubs. This is coming from Fabrizio Romano. And then we have this story right here. Levi Colwill plans face-to-face Chelsea talks with Enzo Maresca as he looks for guarantees. I don't like this. as he looks for guarantees that he will be starting center back next season. Then we continue on here. The expectation is Wesley Fofana and Levi Colwill will be the go-to pairing for Chelsea. But Adarabayo has moved on the premise of the game. Has moved on the premise of game time. Maresca is understood to have no issue fielding two right or left-footed center backs together. And then last we have here from Pletigol, Chelsea won't let Levi Colwill go, but it is understood that Colwill would be open to joining Bayern as soon as the interest becomes concrete. The potential transfer fee are currently far too high for Bayern. Interesting. Florian Plattenberg stating that Levi Colwill is open to the move if it becomes solidified. Now, is it true? I don't know. But it's coming from Florian Plattenberg, which isn't necessarily unreliable.
I was listening to Alex Scott Goldberg stream, and he was saying that this isn't like legit. And
yes,
and that,
thank you, thank you.
And
Round of
again,
applause, please. I'm not.
But I have been listen again. I do, of course, I do find it weird. And like, listen, you guys know me, right? I'm not a dickhead, right? But like, I do, of course, find it a bit weird that obviously he's been linked to every move like the last 3 seasons that he's actually been possibly into the first team, right? Let's not get twisted. But hopefully, man, I just feel like this might be like a tactic by Bayern by using maybe an agent, by using a new guy to try to take that Jonathan Tah deal over the line. Maybe that's the way of saying. Listen, we got Levi Colwill here. We will go after him if you don't give us Jonathan Tah, and maybe as a little threat to just try to speed that up. Possibly, I think that just might be it right now, honestly.
Are any of you guys bothered by the fact that you got Ben Jacobs, which, by the way, Ben Jacobs now being a little bit questionable because of some Broja news that he announced, but we'll talk about that next Casually Chelsea show. But Ben Jacobs coming out saying that he is looking for guarantees to play with Enzo Maresca. I don't know how true it is.
That's what every player will be doing. So
that is true.
Like, Levi does not want to leave. He's not going to leave. Everyone needs to calm down, Everyone needs to calm down. Stop giving the guy hate,
Did I just get rated? I did just get rated. God damn, what's going on? Sarcasm City TV, big up for the raid. Appreciate it, my friend. Big up to everyone who's coming in from Sarcasm City. Please, please, please. Hey, Danish Maldini. We were watching. But big up to everyone coming up from the raid. If you haven't done so already, if you're unfamiliar with Casually FC, welcome. Smash up the like button. We're on our way to 100 likes. We're only 13 likes away. So big up to chat for all the love you all been showing. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We are on our way to 3,000 subscribers. I can't believe we're getting really close. So guys, smash up the like buttons. We're only 12 likes away. Over 100 of you here on YouTube. Big up to Sarcasm City. Big up to Flawless. We need to talk about many things. Over 200 of you guys here on YouTube. Big up, Flawless. We gotta do some discussing together. Eric Ten Hag. I mean, We'll talk, Flawless. We'll talk. But big up, everybody. Will, I'm sorry. I cut you off. You were talking about Levi Colwill.
Oh, man. I'm just going to have to defend Colwill. I'm going to have to become a Colwill defender, man. This guy. You might not see it now. You might not see it next week. You might not see it next season, man. But you will eventually see this guy's talent, man. He is going to be...
Is that an alternative universe? We're just talking about an alternative timeline at this point?
No.
Universe?
Maybe not tomorrow. Just someday he will be it.
Yeah, he's going to be a world-class centre-back. He's
25 years old?
Hey, man, he's better than Badiashile. He's
not better than Badiashile.
Not right now, but I think it's a bit harsh.
He is.
It's a bit hard to say that because he plays left back all season, where it's not the main position. It's a bit.
We're not violating my boy. We're not violating my boy like that.
I'm not violating
I mean, Badiashile didn't have a great season this season, but I do like him. But he's not had a great season.
I like Badiashile, but Cole's better, man.
Baddie's clear. Baddie's clear.
How was it? Wait, what does that even? Badiashile was the best under 23 year. How was he? I can name about three off the top of my head that are better. Scalvini, Euro, Diamande.
Euro was not good. Listen, I've watched Euro. I am not moved by him.
Oh,
Yeah,
Lenny
well,
Euro.
You're not moved by a lot of players that.
I'm not moved by
I don't
Lenny Euro,
think
mate. You know what I mean? Scalvini, I can understand. Diamonde, I'm a bit meh on. But listen, Scalvini, I will give you. For sure, I'll give you Scalvini. But not
We're 8 more
Diamonde.
likes away from 100. Let's
Buddy,
go, stream.
so
Let's
let's
go,
not do it,
stream.
bro.
You can do it.
What about,
I believe in you guys.
What about Calafiori as well, man?
Califiori
Cauliflower?
only came this year. Califiori only came out this year, so like we have to be a bit more honest on that one.
New
Oh,
model.
which
New
one?
model.
Last
New
year.
model.
Sorry, I read it. I thought you meant last season.
No,
Okay.
last season. So that's what we were saying. So that's why. Again, I think
Okay.
for me personally, listen, by the issue, that's my left back. It's my left sided centre back. Sorry.
Yeah,
I
he's
mean,
fine as well. Just
yeah.
the backup. Just the backup.
He's a starter, mate. That's what I'm gonna say, man. Listen,
That's
they're
fine,
gonna
man. Levi, we'll take the Cobham excellence. He can go to Bayern. Do you know what? If he's going to be appreciated, he can go to Bayern. We'll wish him well there. And then he'll be another Musiala. We'll be wanting him back. So that's fine.
Another Musiala.
Yeah, I'm not
All right,
joking.
I know you're not
Cole's the real-
joking. Listen, the thing is though, like, I think if we play Colwill as center back, I think he's an awesome center back.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not gonna say he's world class. I'm not gonna jump the gun yet.
Not yet.
But
Yeah.
I think we will. I think next season, I fucking hope next season, we will see the best of Levi Colwill under this system, under the Maresca.
Badiashile is not
Just
a better
time will
passer,
tell.
by the way. Badiashile is not a better passer than Cole. Not a chance.
again, I'm gonna repeat this again. It's gonna be a big season for him in
No, because I've even seen when he's had to play as a wide centre back or left back, his passing range. That's not what's been an issue at all. That's like the one thing that I think I've seen quality with consistency this year, where even when he's been out of position. I don't think there's any conversation that needs to be had with Cole apart from that he needs to play in his position, and he definitely needs time.
Again, when it comes to my guy Cole, you know my thoughts. It's gonna be a big season for him this season. He needs to show out. I understand last season that he was cooked because of the fact that of playing left back the vast majority of the season. But listen, big season for him now. Big season for him now.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to rise at big man. He's got to rise at big man.
As long as we
Of
play
course.
his right position, playing at left back was just horrible for a centre back to play that all season, where he's never really played there before, right? So I think it's just harsh. What if we're saying throw him out now? That's a bit harsh.
He might have
Of
played
course.
left back for a little bit at Huddersfield. That's the only time I've seen him play left back at all.
When
And
was that?
a few games. That was on his first
2
time.
games.
No, Chris. When he's played left back, I've only seen it a couple of times before this season at Huddersfield. And out of that, he played centre back. So that was his first line, Chris, in professional football. I'm pretty sure. Ahmed, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're correct. CDL, man,
Joel.
CDL. You know, we've got a WDL nation right now. You know what I mean? The World Defense League. You know what I mean? The Cobham Defense League, which has been the World Defense
I'm
League.
becoming a Cobham rep, slowly but surely, man. Cobham,
Oh no, we lost
Nah,
World to
not
Cobham.
only
Or
good
become the
Cobham
next
players.
Johnny Mineral.
He's a Cobhamista. He's a
2025.
Cobhamista.
No.
Let's have it
only
right.
good
Fucking
ones.
minerals, bruv.
Only the good ones. I don't stand Gilchrist. I don't stand Gallagher that much. You know.
Why are you lying, bro? You were just telling us backstage that you love Gilchrist. Yeah, you were backing Gilchrist, bro.
He's only played right back, and that's not even really his main.
Yeah,
position.
you're the one that was telling us
Hey,
that
man.
you back Gilchrist, bro. What's going
I've
on?
never said that. Fraudulent.
He's not.
you know.
Well,
I don't know.
Ahmed?
I don't know said anything about Gilchrist. I think he's
Oh,
bang
no,
average.
bro. You know, I can't lie to you, broski. I'm not too sure on that one, bro. But you're the one that.
Joel, I would be open to keeping Chalobah, but I don't think he's in competition with Colwill, so that would be up to Mr.
That is true.
Disassi,
really
by the
like
way,
Chalobah.
Disassi, man. Can't lie, man. It could be over.
Don't do
for
this.
Disassi.
Don't
I'll
do
be real.
this. Don't do this. Don't do this to
Sorry.
the brick. What did the brick do to you, bro?
Disassi,
What did the brick do to you, bro?
Chalobah, if
It's gonna be Chalobah. You know, again, I think it's gonna be very hard to make Chalobah on.
Yeah.
I've said that before. In regards to Gilchrist, again, he's going out on loan apparently to Swansea, probably more than likely. I think Disassi, I think he's gonna be. I think we need to give him. Obviously, last season he had an average season. Excuse me. This season we're gonna see basically. Hopefully, that it gets better. That's all I'm gonna say. He's meant to be a backup anyway, so let's be realistic on that one too.
Are we? Do
Colwill
you
is
reckon we'll
much
sign
better
another
than
centre?
okay. Yeah. Wait, do you reckon we sign another center back? that what you said?
Yeah, that was the question.
I don't think so. I think
don't need to,
Adebayo was our only one. Chris, you always say we don't need to. You said we didn't need to when we. Never mind.
don't need to.
I'm not gonna lose.
We got Fofana.
You
got Fofana
always
back.
say we don't need to, but Fofana, everyone on this panel, minus me, saying that maybe he doesn't have that kind of season. Every single one of you, including you, Chris, have said he's injury prone. So how are you gonna say we have Fofana,
Well, we
but
should
we
keep
don't
Chalobah.
actually have Fofana because he's not fit?
Right. We just signed a new centre back. Yes, that's one for free. We got Chalobah. We should keep Chalobah. We got Disasi. We got Kvaratskhelia. We got Colwill. We shouldn't need another centre back.
We don't have
shouldn't.
Chalobah. Chalobah's gonna leave.
Well, we should keep him.
No,
Well, we're not going to keep him.
What's the point?
With Fofana.
He's worth what, 20 million? What's the point selling it?
Pure profit, bruv.
Oh my god, it's pure
Wait,
profit.
wait. You want to sell what? You want to sell Dutch Fofana?
Who?
I didn't say that.
He says Fofana, so I thought that's the one we were talking about. Sorry,
No,
I was
it's
No,
like,
we're talking about Wesley.
yeah, Wesley, get him out of here, man. He's finished.
Yeah, I would sell him for 30 million if we could, but
I don't know why people are surprised by
Wesley.
me saying that. Wesley, he needs to go, bro. Like, respectfully.
He's gonna
Time
get
to
another
go.
season.
far as
He's gonna
Ahmed-
get another season because they're gonna try to prove that he was worth the money. I know they are.
Ahmed,
Give him another season.
Ahmed loves these French people, man. He loves the French. I'm surprised he's saying
nothing
that.
for him, though.
Let
Nothing
go.
for him. You ain't done nothing for him.
You know what?
I'm do anything for
Wesley,
him.
Wesley Fofana, man. I'll give you one more season. Just out of being fair.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not
I'll give him one more
I
season
mean,
too.
I think
Listen,
Fofana-
he's broken.
He's a
Listen
broken,
again.
yeah.
He's broken goods, bro. Broken goods.
He might be,
Literally.
man, but
And-
let's-
I think if Fofana
chat.
does stay fit, he's our best centre back, though.
Yeah, I agree
I-
too. I agree too.
If
Over
he's a
250
fit
you
guy,
guys in chat, by the way. Over 250 you guys in chat. Over almost 90 of you on Twitter. If you come over to the Chelsea YouTube portion of this, we're 3 likes away from 100. Which I said by the end of the stream, I want 100 likes on this video. So hey, let's make it happen, ladies and
No.
gents. Snap your fingers, smash those likes.
with defenders, I'm a little bit worried. I've said this a few times. I'm a little bit worried. I think left centre back we're fine. I back both Colwill and Kvaratskhelia. They're both good players, both very talented. Right centre back, I'm a bit more underwhelmed. Don't know too much about how Tosin has been this season, so I'll give him a chance. But
He's there. For
we're
nothing.
gonna sell Chalobah, which will be a bit disappointing, and we're gonna keep Disasi and Fofana. Disasi, I think, is bang average. I thought I was fairer with Disasi.
He's
I've
a
not
good
hated.
backup option. He's just a good backup option, bro. That's all I'm gonna say with him.
Yeah,
He's just a
but do you
backup
think
option.
realistically Tosin should be the good backup? Really? Do you think that's?
Oh, but the thing
I
is,
think
I think
Tosin's
they've-
going to be a starter.
Oh,
A
no,
No,
rotating
I
think
do
he's
as
starter.
well. But I'm saying, is he like? I'm not going to try and be that guy that says, "Oh, we must go for this proven name," because I know that's not always the best route. So I'm trying to be as fair as possible with Tosin. I don't know that much about him outside of the couple seasons I saw before in the Premier League before this season. So yeah, I'm a little bit worried, but that's only because I don't really know much about.
The issue with this Trevor Smith, by the way, is that I think the problem for me fundamentally, you can be the best player in the world, you can be the best in your position, you can do the greatest at everything, but if I can't trust you to play for me consistently, then I'm sorry to say, man, it's time to go, bro.
Dybala
Same thing,
syndrome.
You know what I mean? It's the same issue I have with Reece James, by the way. Yeah, he has all the bag and talent in the world, but if he cannot play for me on a weekly basis, week in, week out, give me 90 minutes a week, I'm sorry, man.
Listen, time is gonna tell with this transfer. We'll see with Colwill because that's what started this whole thing. Colwill is it. Listen, I don't know how true it is, but it looks like Colwill has been flirting with other clubs. I don't know how true it is. It's coming from Florian Plattenberg, who is normally a reliable source when it comes to German stuff, but he's speaking on English players. I don't know. I think he's curious. Colwill is of the transfer. Obviously Bayern isn't a joke. Bayern is a very, in terms of, history, they have pedigree, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he's going to just snuff it over and be like, no, Chelsea all the way. Like, obviously some of these players are going to be swayed away from Chelsea with how the form has been. Like, we haven't been in Champions League in 2 seasons now. So that is something that, believe it or not, does attract some players. It's not the end all be all, but it does attract some players and it does keep some players happy. So
Tell what, Marshall, in Alex Goldberg we trust, man. Alex, if you're watching this, I trust you, man. I'm backing you. You know, Cobham FC. You know, here we go. Backing.
He's a nice guy. Actually, I actually spoke with him this week. Actually,
I'm sure he's a nice guy. I don't trust him, but I'm sure he's a nice guy.
No, I actually spoke with him. Pretty decent guy, I would say. It was pretty nice to have him on. Yeah.
Hey man,
Yeah.
if it's the news I agree with, man, I'll believe him. I'll back him.
Oh my God! Come on, man. Yeah, fair enough.
Colwill, you heard it here, you heard it here. Alex Goldberg has revealed he doesn't want to leave. You can stop abusing him now. You know.
Oh,
Stop
look at
abusing
that.
him.
We got a Bayern fan here. YouTube's Bayern fan here. We're looking at Colwill for a Delict replacement, and we actually don't like it.
Hey, that's another thing, man. Delict, baller. You know, I'm hoping that's what he meant by that Delict. So, big up Delict, big up Bayern fans, man. Big up to the Bayern fans. You know.
Yeah, your board is a little crazy right now. I'm not gonna lie. But hey, we also have a crazy board according to our fans. I don't know. Time will tell.
I actually love our recruitment strategy, by the way. I just don't agree with.
I like it too. I like it too. I just don't like that we got rid of experienced players when we did. I think that was a big mistake that we made. So time will tell.
Marshall, I think the ones that I'll miss is Jorginho, yeah, and Jorginho, and that's probably
Shout out to Ziyech.
Fuck you, Marshall. Sorry.
Is he still part of our squad? Is he still part of us?
I don't think so. I think he's finally off on a permanent.
Is he?
I think so. Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Thank God.
You got officially sold to go. That's right, bro.
Yeah, he went on a free. Yeah.
He went for free.
Next one is we got Romelu Lukaku and Kepa that still need to go, bro. So we still got more cooking to do. But all right, ladies and gents, that's the end of the show. We're done. Thank you so much for getting us close to 100 likes. Come on, guys. There's 250 of you. Only 3 more likes gets us to 100. Some of you guys are listening in the distance. Come back and smash the like button. There's only 3 of you that need to smash the like button, please. That's all we need. 2 more. Come on. We're so close.
Please, like and subscribe, baby. Like and subscribe.
There we go. We did it. 100 likes. Big up to chat. That's what I'm talking about.
Smooth voice, man.
It's kind of weird. I know. Yo, if some people unlike now, I know it's because Ahmed did that voice.
My new mic is hitting like juice.
Yeah, the blue Yeti, man, it's working well now. Look at that, man. It's not blue, but it's a Yeti. But yeah, it's working well.
One, you know what I mean? We like it white.
What do you mean by that?
I actually got the second hand because I prefer to get them.
Man's got the Italian stallion over there, bro. But we'll go from there, man. All right, but okay, ladies and gents, we're gonna wrap it up. We'll be back on Wednesday. We're gonna finally do the long-awaited reacting to our Premier League predictions. I know we've been putting that off for a hot fucking minute, but it's because like between me getting sick and all the transfer news that's been happening and everything that we've been doing, it's just we're gonna do it this time, I promise. So if you're interested in that, tune in Wednesday. We'll be predicting and laughing at our reactions to the Premier League predictions that we did in January. I don't think we have anyone to raid. I think I'm the last channel that's really.
We do not. But listen, guys, I am only 5 away from 1,335. So it would be helpful if you guys subscribe.
Your channel's not on my list.
No, I'm not raiding. I'm not saying to raid. I'm saying to subscribe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you can. Yeah,
I mean, yeah. So everyone's channels and socials are in the link now below. Exactly. So check that out. And greetings from Toronto, Ontario. Nice YouTubes. Check out everyone's links in the description down below. Like and subscribe. We're on our way to 3K. Thank you to everyone who subscribed today. All the new guys, welcome aboard Casually FC. We look forward to discussing and having more football talk with you guys in the chat in the future. Tune in Wednesday. We're going to be reacting to our Premier League predictions. Also, be sure to check out our memberships. We have 4 different tiers starting at 99p. Listen, 99p. Where are you going to get memberships at 99p? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's pretty cheap, and you get some cool emojis out of it, man. And there's gonna be
you know
more
what?
perks.
I'm gonna even give Marshall some of my favorite thumbnail pictures, so you can even add it to you. So if you ever think I'm saying something crazy, get stuff like this too. I'll give you some of my pictures too to add to your memberships.
No, because I can't, because I need more members to add more emojis, and I'm not even there yet. It's weird how it works. I hate how YouTube memberships work.
Bro,
It's like every 5 members you get one emoji.
I only got 5 guys. Yeah, literally, and it was a.
Hey yo,
Listen. Hey, what do you mean? 5 away from 1335. Yeah, but listen, I'm trying to, be a nice guy. I'm implemented a steady build system, as I like to call it, a steady build system right now.
There you go.
But hey, we need.
So, ladies and gents, at the end of every show, if you're a proper casual and higher tiered member, we give shout outs at the end of every live stream that we do. And those shout outs are going to go to B-Man, JC, Ishi, EE, Hassan Nawaz, Uncle Justice FC, Will, OG Turbo Jesus, Dark. Big shout out to Adrian, who's been a casual member for over a year now. So big shout out to Adrian. Thank you for your support, my friend. Then we're going to give another shout out to Pelu, Coco624, The Danzo, Gabriel A, Adib, AK Satid, Joel, DHL, Adam CFC, A Soliman, and although he's not a proper casual, we're going to give him a shout out as well. Blade Runner, who's been a member for over a year as well. Big up to you, my friend. Thank you for the love and support over here on Casually FC. We appreciate it. You help keep the lights on. You help me keep going and keep continuing the content. Guys, thank you for all the best wishes while I was out sick. I am very thankful. I did see the comments. You guys are very understanding. And we're all here, kumbaya, happy and healthy to see you. So the content will continue. The streams will get better. Everything will improve. I have big plans for you guys. So stay tuned. I appreciate your love and support. No raid today, but get a nice little goodbye from everyone on the channel. And I'm just going to have Prime on here just so he can say goodbye as well, because he's joining in at the end. But ladies and gents, have a wonderful night. Stay casual. Peace.
Reese James.